on this week's episode of the Fantastic Four.
I hear some Americans complaining about black folks. On one side of your mouth, you say you support us. You get the issue. But on the other side, you say you just tired of hearing about it.
You want to talk about privilege? Then start with the people who've never paid the price, but who also scream the loudest. Because they've never had to build anything. They've never had to defend anything. They've never had to carry any real weight.
Black people have always been innovators. It's in our nature to innovate. It always has been out of necessity.
Survival innovation, same thing. Someone just said, let's make it a fancy term.
We've had to cut our own path, but it's hard. So it needs support.
We're almost there. Well, as of today, there is 3,653 steps away. In 1988, the Crips and Bloods staged shootouts, putting black people 6 steps back and 6 feet under.
Over the past 20 years alone in LA County, there's been over 15,000 gang-related deaths.
Join us live for another episode of the Fantastic Four, where in this episode, we will talk about Black progressions. When, what, and where. We will air live this Friday at 9:30 p.m. See you there for the conversation.
100%. I have turned my back on the idea of victimization mentality.
Yo, what up, what up, what up?
Hey guys.
How's everybody doing? Happy Friday. Happy Friday.
What's going on, y'all?
Thank God it's Friday.
Yes.
Thank God.
Yes, sir. Thank the Lord.
Yes.
Well, I guess we should do a check-in. Let's do an energy check-in. How's everyone feeling before we get into the topic?
I think that's how we feeling.
That laugh, I'm telling you.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
No, seriously, how's everyone doing?
Too much.
Let's start with Tracy.
I'm tired. The week took a lot out of me. I'm tired, but we're gonna make it.
We made it here, and we have the weekend. You having a relaxing weekend, right? You have nothing planned. You're able to catch up on your energy, get your energy up and whatnot. No,
Definitely not. Definitely not. But it's all right. As long as I sleep, I'm gonna be good.
Okay, good. How about you, Raldo? Energy checking. How you feel?
I feel like blah. I'm all right. You know what I'm saying? I just gotta make sure, my value, my worth, and everything is known. And everything, especially with giving advice and giving pointers and things of that nature, that's taken as high regard because, typically I'm already weighing what's best and everything, not what's less. So outside of that, I feel all right, though. I feel all right. I feel okay.
Good. Soapbox, energy check. How you feeling?
I'm chilling, kid. Yeah, I'm chilling. You know what I mean? Salute real quick to our homie Grizz. Going on, Chris. All right, the link will be available after the first hour. All right, so we're gonna build, and after the first hour, y'all can come through and chill. But first hour, we doing our thing. You know what I mean?
Cool beans.
Thanks for coming through, Grizz. We appreciate you, bro. Much love. And salute to him and him and Pharaoh. Salute to them.
Yeah. Salute.
And I'm doing great. I worked, had a hell of a night last night. It was great. And I'm here with you guys. So we're better now. Well, I'm better now. I'm good.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, I'm glad.
All right. You glad?
No, yes, I'm glad you're feeling good. I'm glad your energy is on.
Like, why am I getting like nervous vibes? Nah, we gotta let me open up this water because we don't talk about Black progressions.
Yeah, for sure. Black people.
In what way we talking about Black progression? In what way?
In what way? In every way. How we could be better as a group.
Progression.
Yeah.
But what does that mean, though? Does that mean systematically? Does that mean relationship, politics? So, what do you where we starting at? Because we can go so many different ways in this conversation.
Where you want to start at?
Yeah. Where do you want to start at?
I think just from the video is socially, right? So socially, is it on us based on whatever condition we in that's negative, right? Or positive? Is it really on us? Because it mostly seems like it's like we talking about the negative condition, right? So is it on us, or is it based on, you know what I mean? You know, the colonizer, the oppressor, the man, whatever you want to say, is it based on him or them,
Hmm.
right? So what is it based on? Is it really us or is it them? You know what I mean? Whether it's stuff that goes on in our neighborhoods, whether it's stuff that goes on with us, as far as like being redlined or trying to buy homes, or you want to get a promotion, they tell you that you're too black, or you can't have dreads or braids or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and then politically, if you want to do something, oh well, you can't do it if you're black, or you can't do it if you're a woman, or you can't do it if you're a black man, or this, that, and the third. Like that's what I'm saying. Socially and politically, like, is it our fault that we're in these conditions, or is it the other side fault, or is it a double edged sword? Is it both? I think it's both, but I'm gonna let y'all build.
Waldo?
Yes. Now, if you want to hear my point of view, I think it did start with the other man, not the brother man, right? Initially. Like, of course we had a war on our own turf, just like any other continent have war on their own turf amongst their brethren. Now, once someone seen the division there and they seen the resources that were there also as well, the glittery diamonds and gold and things of that nature, they seen these black African melanated people, they're like, whoa, look at this. This looks beautiful. This is odd. This is exotic, like how so many brothers say nowadays about women who got long hair and fair skin. And so anyway, they took us away. So initially, if we want to talk about that, it started with them, but then we upheld the dangerous practices that got us in this bad condition today.
So you
For
want to
centuries.
blame? Is it on the group, the black community, or is it because of the boogeyman?
Well, well, I would say initially the boogeyman did infiltrate us with a lot of fear, right? Now the problematic thing that we have here, now we have developed a sense of classism, right, amongst each other, whereas before, when we weren't integrated in, we were forced to deal with one another. The high grade blacks, the low grade blacks, middle grade, whatever you want to call it, grade of blacks. But since we have a choice and we have an option, most of us get these college degrees, get this money, and forget where we came from. And then that's when we look down upon the other brother man, right? The ones that might be down on the luck. And then we don't like to get back. We don't like to teach. So without the teach, there's no reach. There's no impact. No contact. There's no impact.
Catch a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Did a white man stop you from going to college?
No, it didn't. No, it didn't.
Did he stop you from buying your car?
No, he didn't.
Did he stop you from buying your house?
No, he didn't.
So today, never mind what happened back in the yesteryears.
Yes.
Black progression today.
How much progression are we talking? How much progression are we talking? You heard we named redlining, discrimination, things of that nature, right? How much progression? Because I know some black inventions that should be worth billions of dollars today, but however, it goes to our European counterparts because they were able to patent it, and we didn't have those rights because we were property, intellectual properties of our masters, but I might add. Oh, that changed the dynamics, right? So we got people that the most here, the richest man at one point, as a matter of fact, which is a spit in our face, wasn't a black creative person, innovative person, but someone, Kanye West, look it up and see if I'm lying. Kanye West was the richest black person in America about a year and a half ago before they stripped him of his wealth. Look it up and see if I'm lying. And he's an entertainer. So why is it that they giving these entertainers the bag, but they're not giving the innovators the bag? So you don't think that's problematic right there?
I mean,
Right.
I'm gonna be honest with you. The music is throwing me off again. ADHD on swole.
What the music at? I don't hear no music.
I hear music.
I hear music too.
Oh, okay.
I'm not understanding why.
Yeah,
So
I got the good headphones in today. I don't hear no music. I just
Yeah, I
hear
have my
names.
Want me to
AirPod
turn it down a
in.
little bit more?
Look, he said.
now we want you to turn it off.
Yeah, because we're about to turn up.
Yeah,
Right,
We're not gonna
like
need all
we can
that.
keep each other engaged. Yeah, we can keep each other engaged. We don't got dead space here.
I'll turn it down a little bit. I'll turn it down. Go ahead, y'all. Go ahead.
like he's always doing something without consulting us. I don't know why. I don't know.
Black progression. He's being a black progressionist right now. He's taking
Nah,
that
he's
voice.
being disruptive.
He been.
I didn't even do anything. Yo.
We in the middle of a conversation, and I think this plays in a part of what we're dealing with, right? We forget etiquette and decorum. Like we were not listening to music. We were not listening to music and having a conversation. It was either you sat there in that little room off to the side when you first walked in, and you had your discussions, or you went to the family room and watched TV and listened to music or did whatever. But in no way did you have the comfortability to sit in front of your mother, your grandmother, and blast some music, and she didn't smack the mess out of you. Like, so why you thought that was a good idea?
Okay, grandma. Okay.
Thank you. Now, in the words of our great grandmothers or our grandmothers, you do that again, I'm gonna smack the out of you.
Now you see what the other man did already on this panel.
Come on. You got to jump to smack me. You got to jump pretty high.
Sir, you are always on the couch eating. I don't have to go far.
I'm not always on the couch, man. Not always.
Turn up.
You see what the other man done did? Tracy and
Yeah,
Stokely in
I
a
think other
good
man
space. But then we start talking about black progression. You see? You see, there you go. Oh wait, the blast from the past right now.
Yeah, Tracy don't want to be. She don't want me to progress. Okay.
Look.
What do you mean? We're just saying, like, we're
It's
about
your
to talk about.
mindset.
The music has played in all episodes.
It's your mindset.
I just added it just now out of the blue because I added it late, but it is what it is. Listen,
We didn't talk about it.
I want to get back to the discussion. My thing is,
we are at the discussion, and you are a perfect example because this is how we have to move in order to progress. We got to move as a unity. Not you making a unilateral decision to play music in the middle of a discussion and think it's okay, like it's not going to distract us. See, this is where teamwork does not work when somebody says I. But
No, this is the
now you got the floor.
You know what? I'm gonna turn up.
No,
because
you don't had enough turning up. It's time to turn down.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, turn
down.
down.
I think
turning up.
I don't want to move away from the argument that Rado was making because I don't think a lot of those policies is going away. In fact, I have family members affected, recently in the last few years by redlining. You know what I mean? And they had to put that they were of a different culture in order to get their home. So these policies ain't go away, right? We know they ain't go away. So what them
what state did they do this redlining?
We know that it is an issue, right? Now, does that mean that we stop progressing? So Nate, I'm with you on the progression. Remember, I'm with you on the progression. We got to keep progressing, but we cannot ignore that these things do affect us. So it really is a double-edged sword. We do have to progress and continue to do more, but we also know that those policies are in place.
Look, man, let's keep it real.
Let's keep it real.
I was gonna say let's keep it real. There are certain people that are unruly. I see it every day in New York. I'm like, bro, how y'all my neighbors? I see why they want to redline y'all. They want to keep y'all out of neighborhoods because you're littering. You're doing graffiti. You rotten apples are making it worse for everyone else that just want to live a really good life. And that's just what it is. F it. I'm going to have to start lying and say I'm Puerto Rican. Well, I am Puerto Rican, but on paperwork, I will write it. I will cheat the system just so I can get to where I want to get to. That's just what it is. That's just what it is because people are not moving in unison, like our friend Soapbox that decides to play music when we spoke about not playing music when we have a conversation. I just turned up. That's all.
Dang, 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 dang.
So
Let
I
me
would
say
say
something
this,
real quick.
right? I think that that's an example of systematic oppression. The fact that we have to sit there and say, you stop doing that because it's going to affect me too. Like, why are we still looking for that token black person like we on the plantation still in 2025? Why is it that we got to change who we are on paper in fear of being seen as the people on TV? And the crazy thing about it is that when they're doing good, they'll say Jamaican American, Dominican American, whatever. When they doing bad, oh, these blacks. It's
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah.
yo, you
They group
can't win
all the
for
bad
losing,
people together.
and then we're still having these conversations like we really have seats at the table. And when we do have seats at the table, is it it's it's almost like we have examples of it. As soon as you think you're gonna take over something, we're gonna show you that you are nothing more than what we make you or allow you to be. Look at BC, the childhood character, the childhood father. In some of the jurisdictions that he was held accountable in, even civilly, they had statutes of limitations at 55 years old. People were in their 60s suing him. That should have been thrown out. It should have been thrown out. It was a technicality from the time it started. But they will use anything to kind of put
Mhm.
you in your place. And this is where it's nice that we're seeing 1 out of 4 people are millionaires in our communities, and that's great and everything. But I think that's a glass ceiling that people are failing to see. It's more who is creating these policies? Who is in our neighborhood patrolling it? Who is at our school board? Where is your voice? All this money is great, but the real power, and that's why that multi-billion-dollar family has their daughter being the chief of New York, because they know that power still matters. It's not just about the money.
Right.
Mm. So
So how can we get like our people that to do simple things like in New York? I know, Raldo, you live down south. Regionally, the cultures are different. Here in
yes,
New York, they litter everywhere, everywhere. In front of their
yeah.
buildings, they're throwing a chicken bone or they throw in like a can of soda. How can we get the one-on-ones together? Yeah, Raldo.
I would say this, right? I think it just takes a couple brave souls, right? So say for instance you get 2 people. It just takes 2. Let's just start with 2. 1 and 2. It say God said he's in the midst where it's 2 people, right? Or more. So this is how we
Mm-hmm.
do. We put on t-shirts saying community cleanup day. Yes, this gonna make them feel like shit. They might even say, they might throw some stuff down right there in front of you. But you know what you do? Still pick it up. Just show them like, yo, we are of a different caliber. Somebody else is gonna be watching that's not brave, and they're gonna join. Like, man, I'm getting tired of this stuff all in our neighborhoods too. You know what? I'm gonna start picking up some of this trash. So it's about leading by example. See, we're constantly looking for a leader outside of ourselves, but the stuff that drives you up the wall is probably the biggest problem you're here to solve. You're the solution, not nobody else, but you are. So the thing of it is, we get with people who agree like us. You get some bags, get some shirts, get it labeled "Love Thy Hood" or whatever. But somebody said that might encourage gang violence, but I pray people don't have that ignorant mentality. Love Thy Hood is basically love thy neighborhood, right, in which you live, and make sure your community is flowing and growing well. And so we can change the narrative the same way they changed this N word into something positive, which is still bad. The same way we can change neighborhood or the hood, right, that took away from neighborhood into something positive again, right, and spin it that way with community cleanup. So I thought
I
about doing
So
think
that.
that you're right. I think you're right. I think that it does start with us. and we like to make emphasis or start bringing up the great Black movement, the civil rights movement, but it didn't start with us sitting down like this. It did not. It started with everyone doing what they could and within their skill set, within their neighborhood, saying that enough is enough. And that's what it started with. But I don't think enough people are willing to make a sacrifice for future generations. We are hundreds of years behind. That means we got to start thinking about our great grandchildren. And the fact is, some of us living paycheck by paycheck and living we are hundreds of years behind. Because even the redlining, hundreds of years behind. Lord. And sometimes we got to start with saying, you know what can I do? And the fact of the matter is, I think that it needs to shape our mentality. We are too busy saying, oh, I want to be Black American, or I'm not Black, I'm not American, I'm not this, I'm not that. But it doesn't matter. When they arrest you, all they're going to see is your skin. So we got to start coming together. And I think out of everything, we are divided. The one thing that our previous leaders had was support. Everyone was getting arrested. Everyone was being beat. Everyone was being affected some way, shape, or form. And they band together despite where they came from, whether it was Dominican, Cuba, whatever it was. And until we get that, they're going to always be able to play in our face and divide us. We need to come together.
We're not hundreds of years back because we have the technology, we have the resources, we have those things, right? It's what we're doing with it, right? Because here's the thing, right? And and I'm only referencing this brother because not because I have anything for him or against him. I agree with certain things that he talks about. Certain things I don't agree with what he says, right? Dr. Umar says this, right? We give all our money to different industries, whether it's the hair care products, right? Whether it's Gucci or Fendi or all these other clothing labels that don't want us buying their stuff, right? I don't know if y'all heard about this, but Lululemon, right? I don't know if y'all seen the video with the Lululemon with all the sisters up in there twerking, and they was like, "Yo, we don't even want y'all up in here. We don't make clothes for y'all," right? Hilfiger said that. Timberland said that. A lot of the people that we like to buy their
Ralph
fashion,
Lauren.
Ralph Lauren, you know what I mean? We had to do the whole boycott for Target during the spring and summertime, right? You know what I mean? So like we know what it is. So we have the resources to do it. We have the money to do it. It's just what we putting our money and resources in. You know what I mean?
Sir, but sometimes
Hold on, Trey. If we did get reparations, right? A lot of us, not all of us, but a lot of us would be at the dealership, or we'd be up in the Fendi store. You know what I mean? Or we'd be up in the hair care products, or we'd be at the strip club, or whatever. You know what I mean?
Money going right
So
back
listen,
to the oppressor.
do what you want with your money. Do what you want with your money, but understand how it affects the people around you and affects your community. And that's the thing we're not thinking about.
okay. So at what point my statement of us being 100 years behind is incorrect?
Because we're not. It's just
Because we still have a slave mindset for a lot of it. No, so our mindset puts us behind, and then the lack of education and the lack of storytelling that was passed down at some point stops. So a lot of this stuff, like Lululemon, that's not new. They always told us that they didn't want our ghetto, looking selves in their clothes. That's not what they made it for. And then here we are still going around buying it. I rock purposely Black clothing. I go and turn around and I pour into the Black community. The problem is that not everyone has that same mind frame. Like I would say Chinese people, they got every Chinese store in their hood. But do you ever see them at a corner store that they don't own?
Nope.
They will go and travel. I don't care if it's an hour away. They would go and travel to support their people. Whereas we got used to the comfort. Oh, I don't feel like doing that. This, that, and the third. And that's two parts. the mind frame of not understanding the circulation of the dollar. And the other part is, yeah, we are already in a place of depression and suppression. So we are thinking about how can I lessen my burden today? And that puts us in a sluggish mindset. We need to stay focused. And the reason why I say that we are years behind is because I remember helping HUD with the municipality to do their recovery goals. And on that screen was a layout, a blueprint of what they were going to turn the city into 10 to 20 years later. Now it's starting to take effect, and people are like, oh, they trying to kick us out. No, they've been trying to kick us out. While you were sitting on the hood talking about you own this block or you want this block and this, that, and third, somebody was really purchasing the block. And it's a government project for a reason. They move you around for a reason.
Yeah.
Time
Okay.
out. Hold on. Tracy's mic was going in and out. Was it going in and out for you?
No, I heard it.
Yeah,
I heard
it
it. She
was.
was speaking a little bit, but I heard everything she said. This is what I'm saying, Trey. Right? This is what I'm saying. My
Can you hear me?
the whole basis of my argument is this, right? It's not the fact that we 100 years behind, right? We have the money and resources. You agree with me that we have the money and resources, right? You said it's the mindset. So it's not the fact that we're 100 years behind because we don't have the money and resources. It's because we don't care. A lot of
Yeah.
us don't care. That's what it boils down to. If we cared, things would be
But
different.
but that makes us behind. So puts us behind. When your mentality is not there to progress, to invest, it puts us behind. What do we own? We don't own the banking.
Dang.
We don't own real
We
estate.
know
We
better.
don't own the
We're
construction.
doing
We
better.
don't own. But no, you're arguing about, oh, we have the resources and this and the third.
Yes.
What is good about the resources if you don't know how to use them? You're not using them
Yeah.
correctly. So we
They
are
know how to use it.
behind.
Yeah.
Listen. So, and this is why we cannot move along. You want to argue the semantics of, oh, well, it's our mindset. Well, what part makes that invalid that we are behind? And then you multiply that by how many generations right now is here and how many of them are technically far away from the Jim Crow laws and the mentality that still continues to be passed down.
But let me
We
say this.
are behind.
Let me say
They
this.
were talking about great grandchildren before we were even born.
Let me say this. Let me say this, Trey. Right? It was a point, right, that that me and my family, right? You know what I mean? We had paid all our bills. Everything was paid for. Everything was cool, right? We still was going to food banks, right, to get free food. We still using different resources in order for us not to pay for certain things, even though we had the money to pay for it, right? So it's the pride level, and and these food banks, they're open to the public. They're open to anybody who wants to go and get the free food. There's so many programs that we can enter in. You know what I mean? That'll teach us coding or teach us different things or get us different skills for free. There's so many grants and loans that we can get to start a business. You know what I mean? But we don't want to take the time or have the patience or the discipline to go do it. Whether it's going to a trade school or whatever
You know
else.
what? And this is why I say it starts with us. Because
Let me land, right? And then we have those of us who do make it. I see, and I'm not gonna even name drop, right? You know what I mean? Because I actually admire this person, right? It was a celebrity I seen. They had made a movie, right? They were told by another celebrity in the movie industry, yo, you're gonna make a certain amount of money, right? If only thing you gotta do is just promote your film, right? Promote your film, go on a promotion tour, and you're gonna make millions off of it because you're gonna win the Emmy you're gonna win the Emmy or the Oscar, whatever you're gonna win. Like you're gonna win, right? Just go on the tour to promote. You know they lost out on millions because they didn't want to go and promote their own film that they made. This is the problem that we have in our community. We have the opportunities. We're not 100 years behind. We know what it is. We're just too prideful. We're too arrogant, and we don't care. I'm not gonna curse. We don't care. Salute to my brother Scott
Okay.
for tuning in.
Okay, but
Tracy.
okay. So, are you landed yet? Because you
I'm
being
landed.
redundant is not helping. Okay, thank you. At the end of the day, so that does not put us, even if we start working today, that does not put us at the generational wealth of our counterparts. What part do you not understand about that? They're not just working for them. They're working for their future generations. They are working for their legacy. Even if we start working today, we are going to take a hell of a lot more to get to where they are. We got to start now. And because we are still combating each other, and you went all around the merry-go bush to just agree with me that your mindset puts you in a place where we are far behind.
I want to jump in, right? Wait, I'll let y'all
There's a
finish.
difference between having a mindset and being ignorant, right, and not knowing certain things. You know what I mean? And not caring. Okay? You know what I'm saying? There's been a time in my life I didn't care. You could have told me, hey, do this for your health or do that, do this. I didn't care. I knew it was wrong. I knew this wasn't right, but I didn't care. You know what I mean? So a lot of times we don't care. But hold on, Grandma, before you share, we gotta take a little comedy break. You know what I mean? Hopefully, you guys are enjoying this content right now that we're providing you. All right, but we're gonna take a quick comedy break. You know what I mean? You know,
It better not be long, too.
it's not long. It's not long. And this comedy break is brought to you by one of our dear brothers, and it's actually on the topic. It's about the topic. So, salute to our brother Godfrey. I want to give him a shout out real quick. Salute to him.
Oh,
Salute Godfrey.
for
Salute,
sure.
salute. You know what I mean? Let me drop my fair use banner real quick. You know what I mean? Because Godfrey, we love you, but I still don't want to get a charge. All right. So fair use to Godfrey and everything he's doing. And let me mute my mic and here.
Guys, but some of you guys be like, I know black, imposible, I know black, I'm Dominican, I'm Puerto Rican, I know black. Be looking just like me. Be like, be having the same hair. I be touching you like, it's not the same, it's not the same, it's not the same, papi. It's not the same. They try to salsa that shit off. And they're like, no, it's not the same. I know black. Negro nunca. I know no. Nunca. I know black. I'm like, no, you black. No. I know black. Dominica. I go, I know, but you're black. No, papi. I know black. No, black. And I have.
Me no black.
That opened up
My
a whole
girlfriend-
different conversation. I want to jump in. I'm sorry, Raldo. Go ahead.
My girlfriend, right? She says quite a bit that I am Native American.
You are.
You know what? I have to say that black people, a good bit of black people upon this land already was here. You had the Africans that came, and then you already had black Afro Indians that were already residing here in this land. So either way, we are all around the globe, man. And that's the hidden truths that they don't want you to know.
You know black.
Me are black. So listen, I want to say something real quick though, if I may, real fast. And because I know people are ready. I know people are ready to chime in. And please stick around, those that are in the panel. But I want to say this because I know Tracy had a good point. She said people don't want to shop with black businesses. And then if they got to drive a little bit further out the way, they say, oh, forget it, right? But let me tell you, there are some people that try. But they have one bad experience. It takes one. It just takes one. Then guess what they say? That's the reason why I don't shop black businesses anyway. That's why I take my stuff to the white man or whatever the case is. Out for one experience. Now, let me tell you something. Let me tell you what statistics shows us. We'll go there, the same McDonald's, the same one right around the corner, right? And we will go there multiple times and being disappointed over and over and over. That the food isn't to our liking, the service isn't to our satisfaction. But guess what? We'll give them multiple chances. But we'll go to one black business and we won't even try that black business again or any other black business that is similar to that. And so that's how quick we are to give up on each other. So when it comes to us progressing, it's a mindset of believing that we come from nothing, we'll never be nothing. And so guess what we do? We became instruments of our own hate.
So I'm gonna jump in because 2 minutes passed, right?
Hold on, now, I
So
just said a little bit. No.
I'm looking at the time now because I started a conversation about litter. We went around the world with it. So no one has the answer for littering, and that's why we're divided. We're not together. We're 100 years back. You talk about putting on t-shirts and being neighborhood maids. Them niggas are still gonna litter. They still gonna litter. This man with a purple t-shirt is gonna pick up my Popeyes box because you guys created a crew. Y'all gonna clean up after me anyway. You think that's gonna change? No. Ain't no neighborhood maids and stuff. Like, you bugging out here. No, fine them. Hit them where it hurts.
Yes,
I'll find them.
I agree.
Money.
I agree with that. But that's talking about the government to govern other people's actions, right? So let me tell you something really about doing good and positive. Really, if you walk in that, right, people would tend to gravitate towards it. So let me tell you the mechanics of a Negro. Here you go, mechanics of a Negro. We'll go to a richer neighborhood, one of higher class. And guess what? That same Negro that threw stuff on the ground in the area in which they live, when they go to these new communities, guess what? Oh, nah, yo, let me put my stuff in the trash. Now, all of a sudden, I don't know how it happened, but guess what? Their level of living automatically made that Negro rise up to the occasion. Can you explain what happened there, Nate?
They're not trying to be they want to be in that neighborhood. They when in Rome. When in Rome. They don't want to be that oddball littering. It will be easy to see, like, yo, I'm black. I gotta make sure I don't litter, this and that. I don't want to be called out for it. But if you live in a black neighborhood, they don't care. Why is it like that though? Why can't they just govern and keep their neighborhoods clean? And you wonder why certain people don't want y'all in their neighborhoods. Let's keep it real.
You know,
Gremlin, you're
We
right.
gotta
That's why I
keep it
said
real.
we don't care. That's why I said, Gremlin, we don't care.
Word.
Tracy got something to say. Take it away, Tracy. Come on. Hopefully, make my point out.
oh no, wait. Let y'all finish because I'm gonna take myself off of video really quick because I gotta fix my audio.
Got you. So, you guys ever heard of the phrase, the white man's ice is colder?
Okay.
You ever heard of that?
I want you to explain that.
Absolutely, I have. Yes.
All right. So when they say, I'm going to go over here, the white man's ice is colder, it could be better customer service, better products, better experience. Now, again, regionally, it's different. Have you ever been to a Jamaican restaurant in New York, Raldo?
No, I haven't. I've been here to a few in the South.
Here in New York, they're rude as hell. They're rude. They're rude as hell. What do you want? What do you want? They're rude.
Maybe they don't know how to speak proper because they speak
okay. See, now you want to be an apologist.
Raldo gonna come to New York. He ain't gonna get no food.
Listen, hey,
no,
listen,
I'm gonna do Raldo a better one.
When you go to Popeyes, how the culture there is like, hey man, what do you want? It's just in your face like that. So that's how they come in. I bet y'all still get those Jamaican patties. I bet y'all still get those oxtails. I bet you still get that rice. Do you not?
No, they don't. They run out of oxtail after 4 p.m.
That's a fact.
But y'all still be up in that restaurant, right? That's what I'm saying.
No, I don't even bother. Might as well make my own. It'd be like that. But let me share a story with you that you was a part of. Remember when I was on my way back home I wanted to get that cup of coffee. Yeah, tell everyone what happened.
Well, there was a young lady. I think she was having a troubled day, and while she was having a troubled day, um, we asked her to put some whipped cream on the beverage. Well, somehow she mistakenly forgot the whipped cream. So we gently reminded her about the whipped cream, and she said, "Well, I can't put none on it through the drive-through window." Well, we didn't even touch the stuff or even bring it into the car good without her just putting the whipped cream on it. So I went inside. And at first it seemed like I had to wait. And I was like, "Man, we have to be somewhere. We are already in the drive-through." Now, this young lady said she had a long line and she wasn't really feeling it today. But however, with her being agitated and us also being on a time schedule, I just grabbed the stuff once she did it because she was like, she took a deep breath, she sighed. So I didn't cuss her out. I gave her grace. But I also expressed my discontent for her behavior.
And what race was she?
She was of a darker melanin hue.
Black.
Race is particularly probably she probably was Jamaican. She probably was,
Oh,
one of
now we want to
the.
separate the blacks from the
She probably was
Caribbeans.
African.
Like it just befuddles me all the time. We're together, but we're not. We're together, but we're not.
Hold on. When they do bad
Yeah.
behaviors, they come from another land. They didn't understand us. You know what I'm saying? They so.
Listen, all of them across the board. I've seen it with my own eyes. I'm like, yo, crazy. Always having an effing attitude for what? There was whipped cream. You want to give me whipped cream in a pup cup? Ooh.
Yeah.
I was like,
straight
nah.
up in there.
If I would have went in there, it would have been a whole different scenario. I'm sorry.
But
Because
guess
that's
what?
mad disrespectful.
I went in there for her. I went in there for her, right? I got
Right.
it situated, got it straightened out.
Look, hold on. Braxton the
he said-
Snake Fiend says, and I was on segue to it. Well, FBAs and foreign blacks are obviously not the same. Yep. So when we played the comedy clip with Godfrey, me no black. No, you're not black. FBA don't call you black. Black is more of an American thing. Even people from the UK. The people from the UK that's of African descent, they don't consider themselves black. I mean, they know where they came from, Nigeria, Congo, whatever. They rep that. That's more of an American term to be black, and that was pretty offensive back in the 60s. But here we are. We're using the term anyway.
Just like we used the nigga term.
Yeah. Turned the negative to a positive, right? My nigga.
My hitter. That's what we say.
Right. But it's like Godfrey's talking about, but you're black. You got kinky hair like me. But there's some foundational black Americans that don't consider them black. So you want to be mad at a Puerto Rican that's dark that goes by their nationality? You mad at that? That's their culture. That's how they see themselves.
Now,
It's like pick a side. It's like pick a side.
Okay. We'll stop. I was being disingenuous when I said the lady was of another racial background, and we try to break the culture with race. Right? There's culture, then there's race. Right? Can we explain what's the difference between two ethnicity, culture, race? Is there a breakdown? Can somebody look this up?
I want I want a proper breakdown, so I have an idea.
Okay, I'm about to go ahead and look at it.
Because I would say culture is like, your culture could be like, well, I'm Jamaican, or I'm Trinidadian, I'm from Barbados. That's culture, right? So
Isn't that nationality though? Because culture is a way of living.
No. So that's culture and nationality. Race is like you're black, you're white, you're Asian. That's race. So those are different things, and those are different aspects. You know what I mean? Then you got to.
I got the breakdown.
I know Braxton has a comment for you, Nate, so go ahead, you can read it.
Hold on. I'm gonna read the comment. I'm gonna let you do the breakdown, Raldo. So Braxton the Snake Fiend says, Nays is right, ma'am. They know where they came from, and FBAs know where they're from too. But those same Africans or whoever have been calling themselves black from FBA inspiration, shaking my head.
No. Well, let me give what ChatGPT said about this whole thing. Now, ChatGPT words. It says culture refers to shared traditions, values, beliefs, language, customs, arts, and social practices. It's learned to pass down through generations. Example, someone may grow up in Jamaican culture, music, food, language, values, even if their ethnicity is Indian.
Right,
All right.
exactly.
All right, so here we go. We're going to go and break down what ethnicity is. Ethnicity refers to a group of people who share a common ancestry, language, history, or cultural practices. So, cultural practices is like within ethnicity also as well. That's one commonality. It's about heritage and a sense of belonging to a community. Example, Han Chinese, Yoruba, Ashkenazi Jewish, Irish, and Punjabi are ethnic groups. Now we about to go to nationality. Nationality refers to a legal relationship between a person and a country. It's about the nation you officially belong to, usually shown on a passport. Example, someone could be from Nigeria and nationality, but
Ethnicity.
ethnically.
Oh, ethnically. Oh, okay.
Ethnically, yes. Igbo, right? The Igbo. And then they talk about racial background. Refers to a broad category of physical traits historically used to group people like skin color, facial feature, ancestry, socially constructed, not biologically fixed, but still in many contexts, census categories. Examples, black, white, Asians, indigenous, Pacifics. In short, race is a broad physical ancestral grouping. Ethnicity is culture, heritage, and shared ancestry. And then culture is the way of life and traditions. And then nationality is legal citizenship.
Mm.
Thank you, Quentin.
So
We are
racial
more than 100 years
background
behind.
and
So this is the thing, and I'm irritated when I hear this Caribbean versus Black American talk because it burns my bridges. If we get on Times Square or what is it, Union Station, and you're dropped off in the Bronx or the Brooklyn or Queens and this, that, and the third, did you not just all originate at Union Station? Just because you were dropped off at some island doesn't mean that you're not of the same like 10. The problem is this westernization ideology has kept us separated where they're telling you that you're better than me and we're being told that you're here to take our jobs. And so now we're fighting each other and look at what's happening now with the Hispanics. And what is this current administration doing? And this is why storytelling in our families and our culture has been so important because it passed down what has been done. So now we could be on one when we start seeing it happen again because we know what they did to fix it. Now we are 2 steps ahead of them with fixing it before it gets started. But the problem is we're so stuck on, oh, she's Caribbean. Oh, she's Cuban. Oh, X, Y, and Z. They don't care about that because at the end of the day, when they're sitting there driving down the street, you look their type. They're looking at race. In this country, you live in this country, you got to get familiar with race. Period, point blank.
yeah.
Yeah, this
Oh
whole
man.
FBA
I
fight
agree
is
with that, Tracy. I definitely agree with
ridiculous.
that.
Yes. Listen, man, I'm tempted to let the floodgates open to let some of these folks up on panel. I know we said a whole hour, but I don't want to hear somebody else talk too. Now I just asked ChatGPT.
We
I
only
was
we
like,
only we only
We
we
only
only
got
9
9 more
minutes away.
minutes,
I
so
know,
we
I know,
can
I
we
know,
can
I
keep
Right.
know,
going.
I know. I'm just saying. But listen, I asked ChatGPT, and this is crazy, right? Anytime you talk about black progression, guess what happens?
What?
Google shuts down and everything else, right? It can offer suggestions for other things. Well, I asked, how can blacks socially advance? It said, sorry, I can't provide guidance on that. I said, why can't you give details to help the black community advance? I'm sorry, but I can't provide that. So ChatGPT don't have no
Nah,
time.
I got the answer. I got the answer. We want to
Okay.
start progressing. You turn around and you copy all those Jewish laws and ordinance to give them tax breaks and so that they can build their own community, give their people loans and things of that nature. Because before the start of the DI shutdown stuff, there was a black woman giving us, people of color, loans and stuff, and they went and sued her. Where was the outrage then?
Mm.
It was none. Let me just tell you that. Because they're comfortable with flooding our communities because they're successful. They're okay and comfortable with burning them down. How buildings all of a sudden catch on fire, and then the next thing you know, a whole damn blueprint is brought up, and faster than they fix the highways that they've been working on for the last 5 years. They're comfortable with running and raping and doing everything to our people to close down that community. So at the end of the day, we want to start winning. We start copying their tax laws. Oh, you moving like that? Bet. Let's see if anybody complain. Nobody's complaining. Now let's go ahead and do that because they're not going to stop their money, so they're not going to stop ours either. I'll be like, oh, so I'm gonna let you go ahead and do that. All right, so you got a tax code to give you a break. Oh, you buying land, you're buying your own houses, building them. You're building your own school too, teaching your kids your culture, your understandings of things. I bet I'm gonna do that as well.
Yep, I
We're not doing
agree.
that, and this
And
goes
that's a
back to the
problem.
separation because we're never gonna come together to be like, how are we gonna teach the kids? Which culture are we gonna follow? Are we gonna follow the Trinidadians, the Jamaicans, the Haitians, the Cubans? At the end of the day, it's like I heard somebody say never. They're never just gonna say, what race they fall into. But guess who does put you where you don't want to be? The police, the
Mm-hmm.
prosecutor, the defense attorney, and then we gotta run and put your shirt on your name on a shirt, do cookouts and stuff. Like we gotta stop. We're confusing each other by going at it with each other when really they are knocking us off where we stand.
And you
So
want to know something,
why would I have to do
Tracy?
anything?
And Tracy, just to add to your point, have you ever seen like a group of Caucasians not working together? They seem like they're able to work in unison for the greater
Nah,
cause.
they 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 are undercut in a different way. They're not going to publicize it because they know it's going to affect them too. But what they will do is say, we're not working with Johnny anymore. I see it every day. No, we're not going to say anything, but just know they're not going to get that vote that they need. And then they find out, like, what happens. I have to navigate that every single day. Do you think they want to see a young black chick really on the board all the time? They want to tell me what to do while they can't leave me. They don't know my information or my knowledge or my work set, but they want me to be underneath them to feel superior. And so what they will do is go behind my back to try to stunt my growth of progression because they're like, yo, she's doing all of this. Well, she's not going to build a board. She's not going to do this. They exist. But then we also conveniently forget about the Quakers, who were the white people that helped us with the Underground Railroad and escaping. And so you got the people that be like, yo, I'm going to put you up on game. She going to smile on your face, but she really against you.
Yeah,
And you got to watch how you move
Trey,
with her.
Hold on, because you just made a big point right there, right? They don't talk about the Quakers who helped us back in the slavery time, right? Now, not
No.
all people who are other ethnic groups are bad. They're not all bad. You know what I mean? Based on the Quakers, how they helped us. You know what I'm saying? So I
Right.
think we can get out of that too, where all people of different cultures are just bad and they all hate us. That's not the case. It's not.
Bingo. And
Yes.
so when we are looking at these things, we got to look at it with discernment. Like I remember during the this whole what is it called election period where I was talking to this woman who I thought was just a Black American, right? And she was saying how we should go for Kamala and not Trump, and look at what he's doing, this and the third. And I really don't like subscribe to politic talk all that much. So I'm like, they both got points, but I don't like both of them. So I don't know. She's like, oh, I don't know, this that, and the third. Like, you should be behind Kamala, this that, and the third. And I'm like, well, why? Because she's a Black woman? I said, because how many times do they tell you they're going to put someone like you, representation, which is borrowed trust already, and then turn around and,
Not doing anything.
like, cut your throat? So they're going to hire someone that looks like you to, basically assassinate you. Look at how they killed all of the Greeks. So now I'm like, I don't know. And she's like, well, I'm married an African. And I was like, oh, that's interesting because I dated somebody from Zambia. And he told me that they are told not to actually engage with us at all as Black Americans because you don't want to get in trouble. So I said, how much did your husband really love you? And she was like, well, I'm from Jamaica. I said, oh, okay. So when did you get here? Oh, I was born here. Ma'am. So your family's from Jamaica.
Mhm.
You here. You Black American. Your nationality, your culture, how you were raised was based upon where they came from, right? Their culture is passed down to you, but you Black. And then I said, so why don't you call yourself Black? I don't know. The movement's not the same like it was in the 60s. Excuse me? But you still here because of it. So, and you were part of the AKAs. So you're in the Black sorority. You repping Black culture, but you don't want to identify as Black?
Yes.
Come on.
Now,
Tell me you
I
hate
got
yourself without hating yourself.
yeah. That look. Soap to put the 1 minute, the 2 minute mark
So
on
that-
Tracy. He said he's going.
that's how
No,
I knew it.
it's not for Tracy at all. It's not for her at all. It's
No,
for
he just
the
said
link.
that's where
So
they
she
can
can,
Oh,
she
it's
can
for the
continue to
link.
build.
That's right.
It's just for the link, yeah.
I got you.
I did
I'm
see
letting the
that
audience
too.
know that after that timer go off, I'm dropping the link.
Yeah, at first I
Alright.
was like, no, he did not put the time on
No, it's not
Tracy.
for
And
her.
then I
It's not for
looked
her.
at,
It's for the
I
audience.
know.
Yeah.
And then I saw the
see
live. I was
the
like, oh, it's for the link.
Yeah, I see
Mhm.
the joke. I seen it. I was looking at it.
Yeah, now we got some growing to do in our mindsets, and that's why we are behind. At the end of the day, we got to grow and actually look in the mirror and say, my ancestors made it when the people were getting lynched on willow trees. At the end of the day, we got to move because they were free. All they had to do was go back to where they were because they were closer in knowing their origin than we were. But they stayed and they fought. So why are we not fighting for the future generations? We got so complacent with saying, Ronaldo, you lead, you got that, versus coming together and moving as a unit. And the problem is we still got that plantation mindset and we don't want to give it up because it's comfortable sitting on the couch eating bonbons or playing what's that thing that you were playing so when you were distracted, Call of Duty?
Call of Duty, yeah.
Playing Call of Duty instead of taking your cybersecurity certifications in order for us to progress and move as a unit. But we want to sit here on social media and fake the funk like we all really doing what we're supposed to do in life, and we not.
Yeah.
I just want to say, me playing Call of Duty is not holding back the Black community. But that's all I want to say. Anyway,
Yes, it is. Because where that money going? Where's the black creators at? Because you can't tell me that we created so many things, even AI. We can't say that we created the TVs and what's the thing that we even use today? So much stuff that we use today, and you're telling me that's not going to hold us back? When we say support, it's support in all. And stop turning around saying, "Oh, black businesses have nasty attitude." Because you go into that same white establishment, know that they got a 3-star rating for just being disrespectful, whether it's black, white, Hispanic, and you still patronize them. So stop it.
I definitely write terrible Yelp reviews. I'm a Karen.
Me
I
too.
do. I'm like, nah, come on. And it's like, why are you destroying your business? You created something of your own. Why not have a high level of customer
Mm-hmm.
service? Why not? Like, yes, I'm
Mm-hmm.
coming here to support your establishment, but yet you want to treat me like SHIT. Like, make that make sense. You're not old the world. You're not. And I'm going to say
Right.
this. Some Negroes don't understand the world. They don't. They don't understand the world.
And the crazy thing about it too. Y'all were talking about restaurants, right? And I remember being in Times Square and I was celebrating because all this cleanup stuff that Rhonda was talking about, my great uncle started in the 60s. It's still going on to this day, where it's black people being around black in the black community, having a presence, advocating for intergenerational like learning and togetherness so that young person can know what they went through in order to avoid it. To bring some type of unity and togetherness, because you are more likely to argue or devalue someone that you don't know than someone that you do know that you're going to be empathetic to or have love for. So they're still doing that. We are still doing the Black Parade here. It's called the Freddie Fixers. He was one of the founders, but it's named after my uncle, my great uncle. And we are still promoting black businesses. We got the Black Wall Street. We got the Black Wall Street. And then what's the other one? Oh my God, I'm drawing a blank. But we celebrate each other. And we have Hispanic, black, whatever.
You talking about Tulsa, Oklahoma?
What?
You talking about Tulsa?
No, I'm talking about right here in Connecticut. We're talking about New Haven, Connecticut, right here, where we have the Breed Entertainment, which producers that worked with Chris Brown and everything else right here. We have the Q House right here and Waterbury and massacres and things of that nature. Old people pouring in to the young generation and giving them the keys of what to do to run for Senate, to run for state rep, things of that nature. If your black community doesn't have an older man or older woman, that's the key, because they deal with policy changes and really policing their own community. It's under a mirror, but they have their voices be heard. And when those communities come together and say, this is what's going on, they can go to the mayor as a unit and say, yo, we got to fix this. The people in my jurisdiction is not feeling this. And so you got somebody that you elect that looks like you, that's for you, that's going to speak up with you. And that's where we need to educate ourselves on this system that they created, because we didn't create it. So in order to be in it and play it, because whether or not we in it, if we like it or not, you got to learn it. Start learning your politics. Start learning what voting means. Start knowing your rights. And God, please, black men, stop sitting there, be out in the corner at 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning when they already put a target on your back. If you already know that you're a target, why are you going to do things that's going to bring them to your front door? You got to think smarter.
I can do whatever I want. I want to be on this corner store. I want to just be talking ish and whatnot. That's crazy. It's true though.
I blame New York. If we blame New York, all this stuff.
Come on, man. We're not doing this tonight. No,
look,
no.
they the ones that made rap music. They the ones that had the Black Panther Party. They the ones that had the Nation of Islam right there. And guess what? Instead of just putting that knowledge and everything and make sure it remain pure,
New York has
they allow
nothing to
everybody,
do.
they allow
No,
everybody saturated to take away the
no,
message from rap music when they used to talk about
no,
Nah.
productivity,
Hold
no.
on,
advancement.
What
family.
we
Hold
what
on,
were you
hold on,
supposed to do?
family. Hold on, family. We gotta give a shout out to our music curator, Von Eric. He is in the building. What's going
Yeah,
on,
what
music
up?
Salute.
curator? What's going on, bro? You know what I mean? We gotta show you some
What up,
love.
Vaughn?
What's up, everybody? Good to be here.
Yes.
What's up?
What's going on?
No, I'm listening right now. So
So
I ain't want Raldo to stop. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Oh, no, that was it.
So hold on, Waldo. You have to put some respect on New York's name, because one thing for sure and two things for
Now, wait a minute,
certain.
Connecticut.
No, no,
You
no,
are from Connecticut, first.
no, no.
Nah,
Hold
don't
on.
do that to her.
I don't
Nah,
care.
don't do that. Don't
But
do that. Don't do that. Don't do
they curated. Nah, they curated our own reporters. Just how we sung to get to freedom and the Underground Railroad, and how they graded and put our rights in there here so they knew where to go and things of that nature. And we had our own coding. That's what rap music was. What
Hold
they're
on,
turning it
I
out to
got him.
be
I
is
got
for,
Rondo. Let me
is
get
for
Rondo real quick. Let me get Rondo real quick.
hold on. So you
All
gotta
right.
stop hating. And this is something about separation too. Because your butt is still in the South talking about, oh, where we going to go eat. No. Stop it. Lay off New York. Stay off the North, okay?
Facts.
New York is
Yeah.
everybody say Negro niggas now.
No,
And
please be
Rondo, it's
quiet.
called
Jamaican
the New
white
York.
people even they
Rondo.
give
It's
them
called the
pass.
New York tri-state area. Okay, New York,
What are we
Yeah.
supposed to
New
be
Jersey,
singing?
Connecticut. Get it right, brother. You gotta get it right. New York.
Yeah.
Nah,
It's called the tri-state area,
let's
baby.
sing some Nelly. Let's
Tri-state.
sing some. Let's sing some Nelly so we can get the nursery rhyme. Down, down, baby. Elsewhere the rainbow. Right. What you want? What you
You
want?
jealous.
Like,
No,
You
listen.
jealous.
I'll take it back. I'll take it back. I'll take it back.
Thank you,
Because
brother. Thank you.
New York started with a good mindset, right? So that's why I said New York. I have high expectations for New York. The Harlem Renaissance. We
Huh?
had people that were fighting struggles for Black people. They were talking about the oppression. They were talking about the
Brother,
depression. They
that
were
was in the
talking about
1920s.
Yeah,
yeah,
things
yeah.
change.
Yeah, that's
Things
what I'm
change.
saying. We were talking about Black Power. That's what I'm saying. So
Oh
what
my
happened to
God,
Black
bro.
Power?
It's your man's in them, so it's your
That's
man's
what
in
I'm
them.
saying. So what happened to Black Power? That's what I'm saying. I got to blame Chicago too. I got to blame Chicago. They had Black
But you're
Panthers.
always blaming New York.
Yeah. I got to
Always
blame
New
New York
York.
first because New York's supposed to be the trendsetter for rap music and all this type of stuff that really killing us today. And they very disrespectful, right? And this is supposed to be the place of God, King, Queen, Goddess. But look how they act. Look how they be acting. Come on, are they exemplifying Black pride? Or are they showing where Black
and
pride died?
y'all use sex as a tag-on exercise in a social event.
Tracy,
How many of y'all sleeping with your
We
cousins?
not gonna
Yep,
we
Like,
not gonna
cut
get
acting
on
like
the
it
South
out.
like
cattle.
that.
Cut it out.
We not gonna get on the South
Happen like
like that, all right?
cattle.
We're not gonna get on the
And
South.
now, so this is where you stay in your place. Stay in your lane. Drive your speed limit. It won't be no traffic. Okay.
But
Exactly.
I
All
still
right.
got hopes
Just
for
it's
New
all
York.
right.
I still got hopes. I got hopes.
What do you mean you
But
got hope?
seriously, I'm just playing around though about
Yeah.
well, I still sort of blame New York, but I'm not gonna blame them completely because it was up for us to not to accept disrespect rhetoric where they was right, because I do say New Yorkers got a vast amount of knowledge when it comes to Black empowerment, Black laws, labors, and all this type of stuff, right? All this type of stuff. Implementing it, no. But as far as the knowledge, yes. So that's something that the South should be like, yo, let me get this knowledge from you, bro. What you talking about? All right, peace, God. Let me tell you real quick. Let me sit you down real fast so I can just, you know what I'm saying, explain this to you real fast. You know what I'm saying, my G? And then they'll say all that, but then if you disagree with them, they'll say, man, something might. You already know how to give it up.
You act like they don't do that down south.
So listen, no, I'm saying y'all supposed to be the leaders of this. That's what I'm saying.
The
forget about
leaders
us. We
of all the Black culture.
Y'all were the melting
They
pot.
call
Y'all were
each
the
other
hope.
niggas. Oh my nigga, my
Y'all were
nigga.
the
Yeah,
hope.
it's
Y'all
a
supposed to be
fact.
leading us
And he want
to
to say,
the
oh, you
guided
know,
light.
down south we got this thing called racism, this and that. Guess what? New York don't
Yes.
really have that overt racism. Keep it real with you. Everyone's a nigga. Everyone's a nigga. Puerto Rican nigga, black nigga, Jew nigga, all of them.
See? Everybody. Go ahead. Go
It's just
ahead.
what happens.
So,
But
Vaughn, what you gotta say about this, bro? What you gotta say about this, man?
I just want to know who put New York at the forefront when you said they the trendsetter. Who put them at the forefront?
I
Is
mean,
that
that what
because
New Yorkers always say. If it weren't for the Bronx, this rap stuff wouldn't probably be going on. And we see where rap is at today. People wearing dresses.
Where the hip
People
hop
that's all
initiated?
down south. You blame Young
doing a
Thug and
whole lot
them.
of
Nah.
wearing pink.
Blame Young
It
Thug
wasn't
and
Breast
them.
Cancer Awareness Month either.
but New
It
York?
wasn't Breast Cancer
Now,
Awareness.
you know what
God damn
happened? And when we started considering the South, and then y'all turn around wanting to write nursery rhymes over and wear dresses and stuff and cowboy boots and all this other stuff with the man handbags. That's all y'all. We ain't
Oh,
doing that up here.
turn up, Tracy, turn up.
So what you gotta
But
say now?
I don't know. I'm
none
not
of
up there, so I can't testify to that.
yeah,
But you have a
but
point, Tracy.
none of
Go ahead, bro.
no
Go ahead.
New York controlled. No New York controlled the music industry. It wasn't no, it was very little. Sugar Hill that was controlled by a woman, a black woman, but she got her money from the other people. So New York didn't control no music industry, no music company. You didn't have no CEO or person that owned his own business. And if they did, they got the money from the other people. So when you say hip hop and things like that, it started in New York, but then when it came to the business and what they put out there, it went away from them. They don't control. They don't
So
control.
that's not even the argument. That we already said that black people don't own anything, including the music, is actually the Jewish. We agree with that, and we also know that the Korean people came here, watched how we were moving in the '90s and the early 2000s, and went back and made K-pop. That's not our argument. Our argument is that he wanted to talk about hip hop and things of that nature, and we said we started up here. That's the argument.
But I was saying it was more conscious based, right? And so I'm saying with New Yorkers being
Mm-hmm.
the pioneer of conscious based music, right? Think about it. What was Public Enemy about? What was Queen Latifah talking about? Can y'all name some of the songs?
Who you calling a bit?
Damn, I almost spelled it wrong. UNITY.
UNITY.
Yes, we
Come on
know.
now, come on.
We
And then
I
know.
see. I
fight the
see.
power.
I see what he's
So
saying. I see what
So
you're
you get
saying.
what I'm saying? So
Yeah, I see what
I
he's saying.
expected them to be continuously on
Yeah, I
that
see what
path of empowerment since they led so strongly with it. How did it diminish? How?
I don't know. Blame
When
California
we started
maybe with their
considering you.
gangster rap.
Hold
Blame
on, y'all.
California maybe.
Let's Vaughn get in there, y'all. Go ahead, big bro.
No, when you say it did get away, as far as I see what Rado is saying, New York didn't step up to the plate. It started New York when it came to hip hop. They didn't step up to the plate when it came to control what's going on in hip hop. They let it. They like Public Enemy. They should have kept forward. Other people should have came out like Public Enemy to send conscious community what they needed to grow, to push the community forward. By them not controlling the music, it got away, and all this other stuff out there, shoot them up, and all this other crazy stuff that's out there, it hurted the black community instead of putting the black community together. So I see what he's saying.
And think about the musical impact that
I
rap
think
music
that
has upon us now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but honestly, we get the beat, and then it's like, oh, it's blaming rap music. But there are other country music and rock music that is actually worse in a sense of really talking about slashing and killing and taking over people in that sense.
Mm-hmm.
So I
But we
think
weren't
that
concerned
it's a
about them
condition.
prices. We're not concerned
Yeah, we
about them
weren't
But
prices.
concerned.
the point is that we want to say that everything that we do is bad, and why didn't you control it? Well, you can't control anything that you don't have money in, and so. And
No,
then
that's
to start saying, oh, well, we're going to consider this person and that person, and then don't do that because they're not saying what we want them to say. We get criticized for that too because I would like to shut down all the rappers from today. They mumbling. I can't understand them anyways.
yeah, but no. The woman that started Sugar Hill, the Sugar Hill record company,
Okay.
she had the money because she made it off of this. And what he is saying is that they could, whatever they did, they could have came together in New York and formed their own company. It has been done in history. So it's not like it hasn't not been done. And they could have put positive music and let the other people do what they want to do, but they could have came together, formed a record label, and put out positive music to help the black community. That could have been done. It has been done in history.
So why
And
couldn't
look at
why
what
couldn't we?
happened with CB and when he was trying to buy certain studio stations and things of that nature.
Who?
CB as in Chris Brown?
Who?
What are you talking about?
Nah,
Cosby.
DC,
Bill
Bill
Cosby.
Cosby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bill Cosby. Yeah, Bill Cosby.
What was he doing?
Bill Cosby. That's a different level. That's a different level. He's trying to buy a TV station. That's going. That's something different. But when he's talking,
What did they do? Hold on. What did they do with Michael Jackson when he did not want to sell them the Beatles collection back? What happened to Whitney Houston when she was asking for her collection back
but you're
and
talking about,
ownership? We're
but,
talking about the fact of people don't want you to have certain control. They will take control of your life.
no,
And we
yeah,
have seen it more times than not.
I get that, but they didn't take Motown. They didn't take Stack.
Who owns Motown now?
See, they didn't in Stax Records. It's a lot of record companies that didn't take, but you still moving the goalposts. That's on another level. Raldo is talking about at the grassroots, at the beginning, when hip hop first came out. When Michael Jackson was having problems with when it came to his company, what they took it from, is because he got too big. Bill Cosby was huge. He became a billionaire. So he still needed money though, but that's a whole different level when it comes to what Raldo is talking about when it comes to the hip hop at the grassroots at the beginning. You're speaking on things that remember Michael Jackson owned the Beatles and that huge catalog for years.
Right. And they wanted it back. And he was not giving it back. So what's going to happen? And we want to say that's moving the goalposts, but if we know about it in the 2000s, when we talk about the 1960s and the 1940s, and I want to say it was 1921 when the Harry Pace black-owned record label was actually made. Look at how that ended. We
Look how
only get so far. That was the first black record label that I think that was actually notated. 1921.
yeah, that's true.
So
I'm not disputing that. But still, it still could be done like he said. You had Motown, you had Stax Records, you had other black record labels that, yes, some of them, especially Stax, as they grew, yes, you're absolutely right. People came after them, but you still have people look like the like Peebles. What's the that first Mario Van Peebles? Look what they did with
The filmmaker. You talking
yeah,
about the filmmaker and his dad?
and everything. You had the guy that WKRP. I forgot his name. I think it's Allen.
In Cincinnati.
Yeah, that black guy that played in it got
Reed.
his own studio before Tyler Perry. It's just that a lot of
Mhm.
black people tried to get too big, and they tried to, which they could have just stayed small, like Maury Van Peebles. and grew and helped the community in that
So
way.
stay in our place.
No,
Stay
no,
in
no,
our
no,
place.
no. Not
Look,
staying, not saying stay in the place. I'm saying they could have came up, still prospered, like Waldo is saying, but did it small within the community. Not in that community with the people that they was trying to be like, within the black
So
community and grow with that.
again, the problem is, and I think that you're missing the bigger picture. The problem is that we are the commodity in America. They use us to build, they use us to reproduce, and they use us really to incarcerate to build. So
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day, when we are not doing what we are supposed to do, quote unquote, they're going to find a way to remove us or circumvent us. So we are starving. That's why when black communities start thriving and they have manufacturing companies there, it's up and gone. Why? They have the workers. We're thriving economically, but they still remove it. When we turn around and we start actually getting to a point where we're a part of ownership in something, they send tanks and the FBI into our neighborhoods. Look up, it's actually in the New York Museum. Read about New Haven, Connecticut, where they had the tanks on the green. We were not bothering nobody,
Wait a minute.
but they wanted to take us down because we were moving as a unit. So when you talk about back in the day and why they didn't do certain things, it was because they didn't want them to. They didn't want us to take a hold of music unless they could manipulate.
Are you make? Wait a minute. Hold on. You're saying you said they.
Hold
Go
on,
ahead.
real
Yeah,
fast.
go ahead.
I
Go ahead.
know we had Chocolate just enter into the building. I want to say Lolo is in the chat. What's up, Lolo? Thank you for
Hey,
Salute.
joining.
Lolo.
We appreciate you. And then
Lolo,
Hey.
what's good?
Chocolate might want to chime in also as well. But I just want to say this. I'm not just blaming New York entirely. I was just saying for the upkeep, right? Because it's up to us as a whole to keep the goalposts moving. Like, meaning we might talk about one struggle, but we go to the solutions to those struggles, right? And then we talk about something else, right? But what I'm saying, music is showing regression instead of progression, right? So that's the thing that I'm just saying that I think we are in times of now. So it ain't New York hands because Atlanta now kind of has played a big role into the music scene nowadays. So it has shifted. So I'm not gonna
And
blame
we
New York
see your
entirely.
STD rates too.
Yes,
Hold on, y'all.
yes.
Hold on.
We see your STD rate.
I gotta take a quick pause. Gotta take a quick pause. You know what I mean? One of the leaders of the network that we do up in here as a team. M3 was good. You know what I mean? M3, Tracy looking for you, M3. She looking for you, all right? She looking for
Oh
you. She don't
no,
know where
don't
you
do
at,
it. Don't
but
do
she is looking for you, all right? You know what I mean?
You see
Ladies in the
how he's
chat,
an
M3.
instigator, and then he
What?
gonna
You
get
Yeah,
did?
I
his
know. That's
like
why I
high
said,
pitched voice.
please,
Yeah,
I
what
love
did
it.
I
Gremlin mode.
say?
I didn't do nothing. I ain't do nothing. You know what I mean? I ain't do nothing.
Nah, but that was the first chat that me and Chocolate met, and we tag team him. So hopefully he knows how to speak when it comes to
Mm.
black women. Just saying.
oh, see, that's part of this
M3,
Mm.
too.
the link is in the chat, M3. You know what to do, brother. You know what
Oh,
to
black
do.
brothers, why y'all ain't teach
Still
black
want
women no
this
Mm.
more?
smoke on a Friday. Hey, how y'all doing?
Yes.
Good.
Now,
What up,
Chuck,
Y'all
what
good?
did
Well,
you
chocolate?
have to say?
well,
I see you
Y'all
had
not
to
gonna tag team my
reiterate.
brother tonight. I'm here. Y'all ain't gonna beat up my brother
What you
tonight.
gonna do, buddy? You know what? I'm gonna
I'm
hold you.
here.
I'm gonna just swing you this way, swing him three that way. I don't need no help. I don't need no help with y'all. Y'all light work, light work.
Oh don't even go there.
I can.
Look,
I can
look.
if
Not
I
at all.
want to. What you about to do, my hair? Come on, let's get it. Let's go. I'm just fucking. How
Now,
y'all
what is
doing?
your... All right, all right, all right. How you doing,
Mm.
Chocolate?
We doing
Yeah.
good. We doing good.
Fantastic. Thank you for
Okay,
asking.
okay. Salute to you, and also as well the podcast that you have just started as well too, man. I pray that it keep going and keep growing
Mm-hmm.
leaps and bounds. Now, I want to ask you, what do you feel about the music today? Do you think it's impacting our youth, even our older people too?
Um, being a music head, um, I do enjoy the music now that's here. The change has been refreshing. Me coming from a hip hop area where I had Queen Latifah, I had Yo Yo, I had so many women that I could look up to that was rappers, and to see that now again. And I know, the first is
Right.
what are we doing to our kids? They said the same thing when we were kids with Tupac and Biggie and with all the dancers and all the different things that was going on. We've heard the story. Kids are gonna follow what we leave behind. These aren't children who create the next generation of things. We are creating this music. The owners of the record companies, the distributors, the people who run the radio stations, these are not children. These are old people who want to keep that money flowing. So if the money is going to flow, if I can make insurance off of hyping up young men to do damage to their community, then why, why not? So this is what we have come to, and to what the sister said earlier. If black men, if we were going to step into that realm of leadership, there would be something that could be taken over. Children are going to want to listen to music of all types, just like we like hip hop. Our family, maybe your grandma or your great grandparents, they like the Watusi shit. You know what I'm saying? So this conversation of ruining youth is not even real anymore. Information is not even received the same way that we received it when it got to the place of the CD player and, oh no, parental advisory. That wasn't because the music was lying, because of the from the 80s up through the 90s, it was stories about what was really happening in very bad urban black neighborhoods, and no one was caring. No one was caring that grandma's house was falling apart. And when you talk about New York during that era, they lived in what looked like a war zone. So what else could we come up with a way to combat? And I think we stop and think it's all commercial. Why are all these young boys out here with no daddies? You can't blame all the single mothers. You mean to tell me that none of these men took an interest in their children? And those are the things, when we get into blaming music and television, then we need to take control of it then. We need to start creating more representation for our children, for the adults, for the elderly. We have none. How many black channels y'all watch? Please, I'm waiting.
We watch Zeus Network
Like
every
3.
Sunday.
Oh yeah,
Baddies,
that
baddies,
is
baddies
a
shot
black network.
o'clock with my
No, it
girl
ain't.
Nace
Because it
right
ain't fully
here.
owned by black people. They got a nice light-skinned lady who put her money in it. That automatically kills the black-owned ideology. Like, seriously. And we also know, just to what Raldo said, baddies. Not
Yes,
grannies, baddies.
baddies,
And
bitches
people watch
fighting. I love
it.
it.
Right, exactly. Me fighting, you and I fighting. What do you mean? You mean to tell me that we got a caramel sister, a cocoa sister, and a light skinned sister all on the same screen, and we ain't fighting for the love of the men that's on here? Lord have mercy. What's wrong with us, Jesus? This is what's happening. So men can't ask if the music and the movies and the art and the clothes, if we don't own shit. Excuse me, I'm sorry for the language. Who said that part? I don't know. But I will say this. When women, like as myself, I feel it, I am about community building, and my womb is not involved, just to let everybody know. When I say community building, I'm talking about structure, homes, neighborhoods where the police can't show up. There's gated neighborhoods all around us, all over the country, but black people don't think we are allowed to have that. Either we want it or we don't. You know darn well they're not going to let us buy up certain parts of our own communities. So we need enough money to sway them to do so. Power. But the quickest way to get to whoever you're trying to get to is where we are right now. You can make scripts in seconds. You can make a movie an AI movie the length of 30 minutes now. So you only need a
Yeah.
minute to 60 seconds to get a message across. So we can't do no PSAs about black love, black education, black life, spiritually or not. We spend too much time wanting these kids to pick up all this stuff all on their own. That's not fair. We didn't like it when it was us. The Gen Xers know. That's why we became Gen Xers. Because we were tired of being told what to do and seeing no result. You're telling me to go to college, but when I get out, there's no opportunity for me. You telling me to go to black colleges, but they falling apart. But then you can tell me I'm wrong because I want to listen to Sexy Red. You need to find something else to do. There's a plenty to do. Don't worry about me and Sexy Red.
No,
Girls have
no,
been
no,
yes,
no,
yes, yes.
no,
Please do
no,
not interrupt
no,
me, please. Thank you very
Let
much.
her ride.
That
Let
is
her cook.
rude.
that is
That
We
is
all
BS.
have our
rude.
moments.
That is
Yes.
rude, sir. I can listen to what I
Oh
please
my gosh.
to.
Not,
Thank
I'm
you
not
very
talking about you.
much.
I'm not talking about you.
Well, I don't know who you're talking about then. What you
I'm
knowing
talking about
about?
the. I'm talking about the youth. If you want to build and listen to Sexy Red, it's on you. I think that's
That's not
trash,
what
and I
I
think it brings down our
said. That's
community.
not what I
But
was
if you want to listen
saying.
to it, you can.
So
You can.
See, he doesn't listen.
then
He
you're not
doesn't listen.
listening, and I'm gonna call you out. You're not listening. That's not what I said. What I said is if I choose to, because I'm grown, I earn my right. Ain't nobody
Yes.
telling me what I can and can't listen to. What I said was
Yes.
we quick to tell our children what to do, but we don't provide them to the tools to survive this. So you're not gonna keep telling me to blame music and movies and all these celebrities because those are the only people that black people were allowed to look up to. We want to blame the same people in the same system that we've been watching for the last 40 years. And
We
you want to
switched
still
it.
in 2025 want to sit up here and think that the problem that we're having as a community is listening to somebody pop their ass? Are you crazy? Because when my daddy was alive, he was listening to Tutti Frutti, and we already know who was he? Was he a straight black man? No. So did he ruin black men from the 40s and the 50s and the 60s? No. So can we please have a conversation about when we gonna lead and
Oh,
stop
oh.
blaming these babies or trying to get to somebody? We got free representation right here, and you watching Zeus, you paying $4.99 to watch some witches fight in some wigs. I'm happy to do it for you right now. All I need is $1,000. I got something I got to pay for. I need an excavator. Just tell me. But I'm tired of those conversations because baby, we ain't getting nowhere with that. We need to be
Okay,
talking
let's
about representation, and
Hold on,
that's
hold
it.
on.
we
Let me
go
Why
ahead,
let me
Mr.
you
step
Coach.
in.
Take
I
it
got
away.
to
You
why
step
gotta
you
pick
in.
cry?
three.
I
Go
gotta
talk
step
to
in. I
him,
gotta
dog.
step in because I'm gonna say this. That is bullshit. I'm gonna say why it's bullshit. This drill music and this ratchet music that's
Yeah.
promoting genocide is straight bullshit.
Go get
They
the
talk
daddy,
about
Scope. Go
hold
get the
on.
daddies and tell them to go home.
They talk about smoking on their ops and their
Where they get
enemy.
the gun?
They go
Where they get
hold
the
on.
pow
They go
pow?
wait, hold on. They go to the
No, y'all don't
graves
want to deal with
of
that.
these other
Y'all don't
young
want to deal
people
with
and
it.
pee on them and dig them up and do the
So
most
what?
disrespectful
So
stuff.
what? What if I
No,
told you
that's
so
a
what?
problem.
What
That
if
is
I
a
told you?
problem, and ain't no saying
Wait.
that is a
You cut me
problem, and
off,
that is
sir.
disease.
You
And
cut
let
me
me say
off,
this.
sir.
Hold on, chocolate.
No, you cut me off, sir.
Let me talk. Let me talk.
No,
I'll
you
let you
cut
build.
me
Let me
off.
talk.
You dropped out. You jumped on me because you thought I said one thing because you didn't hear me. So all I'm asking is let me lay my plane, and you got it.
I thought you
Out
landed
of
already.
respect. No, you didn't.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead and land. Go ahead.
Now we gotta put 2 minute time on you, chocolate, real fast.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
I take mine. Hey, do whatever you got to do, baby. I'll still be here. Thank you very much.
So we gotta let Von Eric get on some of this, right? And, forgot Quentin, man. Welcome, Quentin, bro. What's up? What's up? What up? What up? What
What's
up?
up, Quentin?
All right, chocolate. Take it away. I don't know. There you go.
No, I'm
Okay.
done. He cut me off. I'm
Now wait a
done.
minute. How
All
you
I what?
all that?
I'm petty. I'm petty. You cut me off. I was on a roll, bud. I was on a roll. Here go Johnny talking. No, 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 no. And the only
Nate,
reason I do that because he know I
put the
got
two
mad love
minute
and
timer
respect for
up for
him.
Soap.
But he
Let's Soap.
always do that to me. He always do that to me.
Put the 2-minute timer up for Soap real fast so that way he can
Please let that man get it out.
No,
Thank
don't
you
give
very
him
much.
2 minutes.
No, I'm not doing no 2
uninterrupted.
minutes. Nah, I'm definitely not doing 2 minutes. Listen, at the end of the day, right? At the end of the day, this is what I'm saying. Chocolate, I don't want to interrupt you. Are you done, sister? I don't want to interrupt you. You know I love you and respect you.
No, I wasn't done. So let me finish.
Go
Thank
ahead,
you.
ma'am. Go ahead. I'm not going to interrupt you. Go ahead.
I know y'all don't want to hear that, but you can't ask me to let you be a leader and then stand by and go, I'm gonna point the fingers at the neighborhoods that is nothing there. There's no opportunities. We've taken out so many different things across this country when it comes to urban areas. And again, y'all, you can stay at the surface. I'm not knocking nobody, but being that having my feet in the ground, digging it deep, is the fact that those are not the answers anymore. Our children get information in a matter of nanoseconds. Nanoseconds. While you're sending your children to school, they are learning way more than we ever had time to learn. Just sitting there all
Oh,
day, they
yeah.
working on iPads, tablets, but we're going to sit here
Yeah.
and pretend like we can't get them this representation. We're going to sit here and pretend like we can't take the time to come up with an idea and utilize the technology available. No, you don't want to do it. You don't want to take the authoritative stance that would take to be a real community leader. They don't. They don't. Men and women either. We have gotten too comfortable with telling people quickly what to do with their kids, their lives, their money, but then we don't want none of the grunt work. There are still children at the ages of 18 and 24, no jobs, no education, homeless, and they're not drug addicts. They're being kicked out because their parents can't afford. You think we was in Russia somewhere, but we're not. We're here. So no, you're not going to get me to say nothing different than what I know is true and factual. These babies want information. And if you've ever taken the time to talk to these YNs that y'all got so much to say about, then you would find out they all ain't about drilling. They doing what they got to do to get out of where they are. These babies buy their parents' homes. They get their families out. They have children, but y'all don't want to hear that. It is easier to justify that it is all their fault. So if that's where we putting it, I am not that one for that conversation. And I don't want to argue the point either. Like, y'all do what you do, but this is how I feel about it. So I've answered the question. No interruption, sir, from me. You got it. Thank you.
Alrighty. So no. So I'm gonna start here. We're not saying
So
it's all their fault.
before you speak,
It's not. It's not. Hold on, Trey. It's not all their fault, right? It's not all their fault. We're not saying that. But if you think that I'm not gonna speak out on the shit that they're doing with the drill rap and the other stuff that's detriment to our community, I'm definitely gonna speak out on that because that's wrong. Secondly, I don't owe them shit. Okay, and don't nobody on
Oh,
this
we
panel owe them
cursing.
nothing. We have spent the last 40 years building, and also let's not forget this. In the last 30 or 40 years, our parents was affected by the crack era. All right, they were affected by Reaganomics, and we still came up with technology as far as Facebook, as far as Instagram, as far as all that. We still came up with technology and still held it on, even though our parents was cracked out or selling crack or in the prison system. We still was able to move the needle forward. Okay, but these young people, they don't want to listen. They don't want to take advantage of the free programs. They don't want to take advantage of the free coding stuff. They don't want to take advantage of the food markets and the things they get for free or the information they get for free. But they want to blame us. You can't blame me for nothing. And when you try to talk to them, they think they know everything and they don't want to listen. So no, I don't owe them anything. Tracy don't owe them anything. Raldo don't owe them anything. Nay, none of us owe them anything. We
Please
don't
don't
owe
speak
them
for me,
nothing.
sir.
I have
Please
I
don't
have
speak for
put
me.
the I have put the work in for the last 20 to 30 some odd years. I've been working since I was 16. I'm 41. I don't owe nobody shit. All right, I don't owe them nothing. Point blank, period. And if the young people don't want to listen and they want to do this, they want to do this harmful stuff to our community and to other people, that's on them. I paved the way. So you either can take it or not. I'm giving you way more than what the ancestors gave me and what the OGs gave me. They was out there on the streets, especially in New York. They was out there in the game, dealing crack and doing all types of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So that's what the type of time they was on. Not all of them, but a lot of them.
Hold on, Tracy
And so
got
I had
something
to
to say
make up
real
for that
quick.
and still hold it down, and I did. And a
Then
lot of us did.
they didn't go and Quentin. We gotta definitely get
So
Quentin.
I'm a land there.
You get Quinn
Your
in
point,
before me
people
because I want to
agree with me or
change the
disagree with
topic.
me. It is what it is.
You
That's
you
how I feel.
you landed so because you speaking emotionally. You
Mm.
landed.
I'm muted. I'm
You,
muted. I'm
you
speaking
landed.
respectfully and I'm speaking through my emotions. Yes.
Okay. So this is the problem, right? When you have a man who says that he experienced something that says that he doesn't owe the next generation anything, and then this is where we start perpetuating the same mistakes over and over and over because someone who lived that the door was open for feels like he doesn't have to build another door for anybody else to walk through it. And that's why we are
That is
still
not what I
behind as a
said.
culture. No. You went on your rant. Respectfully, mute yourself if you can't listen, because this is the
Mm.
problem.
But you're
This
quoting
is
me
the
off
Oh,
problem.
here
topic.
we go with
And
this
then,
I
emotional
did not
stuff.
say that.
and
I did
then,
not say that.
and
I
then,
said I
and
feel the
then,
way.
no,
Biggie
you
pushed
went on a
me.
tangent saying that you stated that you don't owe nobody ish. I don't owe anyone. Rollo doesn't owe anyone. X, Y, and Z. Chocolate said, please don't speak for me. So
He can
when you
speak
are
for me though.
saying that as a black man that knows that we still got ways to go in our community and feel like he doesn't have to reach back to assist or pour in or owe anyone anything, that's a problem. Because our ancestors, as you mentioned, didn't owe us anything either. And then when you say the greats, 39 is when Malcolm X was died. Martin Luther King died 39. You're starting to get the trend here. They were working until they died. To feel like you made it and you don't have to go back and pour into anybody, that is the problem when we're
That's
talking
not what
about
I
we
said
are
at all.
behind.
You
Now,
misquote me.
when chocolate, hold on, that's not misquoting. Play back your own video when you get a chance.
I said I paved
Now,
the way. I
also,
said I paved the way. And
so,
if you don't want to listen, that's up to you. But I paved the way.
sir,
My door is
sir,
open.
sir, sir, what
Go ahead.
way did you pave? You still on the couch.
You don't
But
know where
we
I'm
gonna move
at.
on.
Stop
Chocolate,
listening to
Oh,
me. You don't
that's
know
chocolate,
where I'm at.
chocolate.
that's
So now,
that's
when I'm sitting here, um,
that's
I'm sitting here and I'm listening to you, and you're saying about representation, and when you mention Little Red, I start to think about what happened to the decorum as Black women when we used to walk out the house and not in our bonnets, but in a nice scarf. When we used to sit there, I don't care if we were going to clean somebody else's toilet, whether we were sitting there digging up some dirt to lay somebody down in the ground. We walked out the house with our heads held high, and there was an etiquette about us, a decorum that we had. What happened to that? Putting representation out there, such as Red or whatever her name is bad imagery. Because you know, when it comes to spirituality, you got to watch our
Please,
gates. What
please,
our kids are
please.
looking at, they
That's
start
not what
to
I
have that
said.
imagery.
you
Please,
misquoted. You
I
misquoted.
apologize for interrupting. But if y'all gonna talk about it, then at least hear what I said. I said instead of us worrying about sexy red, we can be creating representation that is different from that online
Okay.
for free. And then what
Hold
I
on,
was
hold on,
talking
hold
about,
on, hold
yeah, you got
on,
it.
hold
That's all I'm
on,
saying.
chocolate. But you also said that if I can do that and make money, shoot, give me the money. So what we're saying is that representation that our kids can watch, and I'm not understanding where y'all are saying this is misrepresenting, is that you went on a tangent and I listened. And
But you did.
maybe
You did.
you change. I don't know who's talking, but can they mute?
You let chocolate. You let chocolate go
So
in and say
who
you
is
speak.
talking?
It's
Who is
bizarre.
talking? So
Hold
when
on, y'all. Hold on. No.
so
Stop.
now when this is happening,
Yo, I'm crying,
Pause.
bro.
listen,
Pause.
You let chocolate go.
Pause.
listen,
Pause.
listen,
Come on
I'm
now.
trying to pause.
listen.
Pause. Pause. Hold on. Let Trey finish. Then Vaughn, go ahead. You could go after that, and then we'll go to everybody. Well, we'll go to everybody else after that. So Vaughn, then we go to M3, then we'll go after that. So go ahead, y'all.
We do have a lot more to do. And I'm not stating that we don't need representation, but to say that there's not a problem with how we are putting uh, our women out there is not helping either. When you use her as an example and then you say, well, that's what I'm going to do, and this, that, and the third,
See, that's
we need
not
to
what I
pause on that.
said. Nah, that
All
ain't what I
right,
said.
we gonna play this back. We gonna
Yeah,
play this back
please,
because I'm gonna have to
please.
start recording when you talk. So we can play
I
it
don't.
back. I don't have time to go back and forth. We had an hour and
Well,
46 minutes. Nick, when
okay.
we said that we're gonna end when.
Well, yeah, I didn't want to dwell too much on the music because that wasn't, it's really about black progression in every way. And a thought of mine, everyone mentions a slave mindset. What
Yeah,
is that?
it is.
What is that?
So
What
I
is
can
it?
actually explain that.
Go ahead, Quentin.
Yeah, so I
So we
can.
go.
So
Hold on. We going to Vaughn. Then I'm going to M3. Then we going to Grizz. Vaughn, go ahead.
No.
And M3, then Grizz, and Dark Lake. Go ahead, Vaughn.
I don't want to go before them. I was just wanted you to come back because you was being misquoted. Chocolate got a chance when she was being misquoted to speak, and I wanted you to speak because you was being misquoted. That's all. I don't want to go before anybody because other people came on.
Okay, so we're gonna go M3, Grizz, and then I'm going to Dark Lake. M3, go ahead.
Salute, Mr. Best, Waldo, and everyone else on the panel.
M3, what's good, bro?
Mr. Best, like your speech was very motivating. That's why I came up. But
Yes, sir.
you know, when I think about like the things that we're talking about, right? Because again, the center is like how to pretty much progress in our community, right? That is so feeble still to this day. And, we could come up with a lot of, so called solutions. We could, you know, have a whole list of things of what we ought to do. But I will say this, though, right? One of the most like critical moments, right, is when you have a lot of ideas. And I know we do this a lot, like on the panels, of what our people should be doing. But realistically, right? And like I said, I'm not like, saying that everyone is not doing their part or whatever. Because, you could do your part in your own type of way. But what are you really doing? I'm only speaking for the ones who are talking, but where's the action behind the scenes? Are you actually doing something, to help and better the community that's around you? Or are you just on the internet just to talk? Because a lot of times, like, I go on these panels and, people just talking about a bunch of air, in my personal opinion, you know? And so I just want to kind of leave out, it's like, look, if we're going to be talking about these things or having these ideas, you know, as we are powerful together, why don't we come up with something that we could actually put things into practice and to do something right that will actually be beneficial outside this YouTube space. That's all I gotta say.
Okay, Grizz is on you. Grizz drop down. Dark Lake is on you.
How's everyone doing today? Thank you so much, Mr. Best, and everybody for having me on the panel. Hope you guys can hear me all right. Yeah, I was. I just think this was such a spirited conversation about the Black community and the problems or perceived problems. What kind of prompted me to hop on here is because I thought something happened that was interesting. Mr. Best was talking about, he was passionately venting his opinion that he doesn't owe the younger generation anything, especially when the younger generation doesn't want to essentially get their act together. And I think it's your name is Gracefully Unfiltered, right? I'm sorry, it's just really small on the.
Yes.
I'm on my
Yes.
phone.
Yes.
Okay, gracefully unfiltered. I found it interesting how you kind of took issue to that, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you said, well, that's kind of the problem. That's how um, there being no legacy ever, us basically not leaving anything back to legacy is how it's perpetuated, right? Based upon what Mr. Best was saying. Am I correct in that? Okay, so I think that you're half right, and I think that Mr. Best is right as well. The thing about it is, it pertains to people hate this word, but the patriarchal train of thought, which has been implemented in the what's called the nuclear family, that has aided in the maintenance of society forever. And the way that the head of the household thinks is, I have a child with this woman, that's my legacy, right? Everything that I do in my life is about leaving something behind for that woman and the children, which is my legacy. So even though gracefully unfiltered, you might think that Mr. Best's ideals are perpetuating it. I would disagree. I would say that the state of mentality of people in general today is perpetuating it, because there's this thought process, this mentality that there shouldn't be heads of households anymore, or that men shouldn't be those heads of households. So then we have a whole generation of whole bunch of like emotional, young girls, because a lot of times they're doing the deed at like 16 or whatever. And there's no male guidance to create foundation and structure within that household. So they're just going off of their emotions. Nothing is about logic. And you just have all these single women. And I'm not saying that that it's all their fault. I don't think that all men are saints out here. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is a part of the issue. So that is why legacy isn't. That's why there's no maintenance of legacy. I'll end it here. I know I'm going on a rant, guys. Sorry. I'll just end it here, and then I guess she could respond, or whoever can respond. But that is
After
why.
you was president, is queen.
Okay. Well, that is why there's no legacy, because men don't have a say so. Men don't have authority in the household, because there's no longer a household, because women could just frivolously choose any mate that they want to choose, and it's not based on logic a lot of the times. It's just based on how they feel, and that is a tragedy, because feelings are fleeting. That's my opinion.
Riz, it's on you. Go ahead.
So, sorry, I think my internet got cut off, but I wanted to respond to the lady. I'm sorry. What's your name, madam? I'm sorry. You wanted to know about the slave mentality.
Nazis.
Yes, thank you. Miss Grace said this. So the slave mentality. So we all know, us blacks, we were like, not all of us were slaves, but the majority of us were. The like 90, however many you want to call it, whatever. So mindset is like, okay, I can only do so much, but I gotta listen to what Master says. The slave mentality is, okay, you know what? I know basically I can give you the blueprint to a successful life. But the thing is, like, I want to do this blueprint, but I don't want to. But I don't know if I have the will to do it. Or basically, I don't know if it makes sense. So basically, it's basically having the will to wanting to do something. You're supposed to do it. You know how to do it, but I'm too scared because I don't want to. I don't want to piss off anybody, or I don't make nobody mad. Or basically, and also too, is like a lot of us who live in the hood, or are there are people who live in the hood that are comfortable where they are, because I'm gonna be hood to the day that I die. I even said that, and after getting married, I can tell you right now, I'm probably one of the biggest nerds out here, and I'm perfectly fine enough who I am. But so what I'm trying to say is the fact that
a lot of us don't want to go up and beyond what our capabilities are. Somebody can give you, like I said before, you can get the biggest blueprint to having a successful lifestyle. To say, okay, I'm here, I want to go here, but I don't know if I should do more. If that makes sense. I'm gonna end it there.
So in your mind, you feel like you shouldn't excel to the highest because of a slave mindset, because you might piss off the white guy.
Yeah. Okay, so you know what? I can actually give you an example. So there was this gentleman who turned garbage into workable oil. He turned garbage into oil, and then it was a video. It was the next video that we seen him on the run. All of a sudden, he's being followed by whatever government he's been followed by, and we haven't heard from him since. So and it's like ever since, like there's been several black people who've discovered the cure to cancer, the cure to HIV. All of them merged. This person merged. That person merged, and it's like I can give you another example. Like with me, I'm diligently working into going into the film industry, and I'm literally uncovering a lot about who we are as black people, and I'm uncovering a lot of things that are not being told in the industry. And I'm like, and like for me, so since I'm learning about everything about us, and I can give for instance, we've been hearing about Norse mythology since Norse mythology, Greek mythology, and then after I found out who the Orishas are, I'm sitting up here like. I'm sitting up here studying who the Orishas are, and I'm kind of scared about putting some of the things out. I'm terrified because I know that these deities. I mean, I'm not saying I'm worshiping these deities, but I want to put these out there because of us black culture. Like for instance, everybody know who Thor Odinson is. Thor is basically Shango. Iron Man is Iron Man is the Red Ogun.
You've been doing your research, bro.
Huh?
You've been doing your research.
Oh, bro, I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna play this, my guy. I think between now that you're talking to me in the next 15, 20, 30 years, I'm literally about, I'm basically breaking out of my mindset and saying, you know what, bounce the dumb stuff. I'm gonna put everything I know about our culture into film. And and there's this one guy that I want to put out there. His name is he was a black samurai. He's a black samurai, and he has anime. I forgot what the brother's name is, but yeah, I definitely want to bring a lot of our culture out, but I'm kind of scared. Huh?
How does that relate to the slave mindset that she brought up?
So basically, what I'm saying, slave mindset is, I know that I should, I know I can, but I don't know if I.
Grizz,
Huh? Yeah.
Let me get the queen, and then I want the four of us.
Hey, go ahead.
We're gonna move forward.
But
Queen, go ahead.
I gotta go. But I was like, you know, I gotta go. Peace, love, and everybody. I'm really blessed.
Bro. Take it easy, bro.
Queen, go ahead.
I don't know. I came in at the tail end of the discussion. Was there a question that was asked before Mr. Best went on and said what he said?
Yes, I
was
asked you a question that then incited, I guess, there's
Yeah, we were talking about the mindset, like the slave mindset. Because for me, I was born in 1984, right? I'm 40. I didn't grow up with tales of slavery in my household. It's mixed household. You know, I was raised by, you know, Puerto Rican grandmother, my mom, all that.
There we go. Puerto Rican.
Listen, this is the truth. They didn't speak about slavery.
No interruptions, sir. No interruptions.
Thank you.
Let the lady
Thank you,
speak.
Chocolate. Thank you. I wasn't raised off that. Like, you know, I was raised to work hard. You know, I ain't got, you know, the white boogeyman over my shoulder looking after, you know, what I want to progress and do what I need to do. So when people say, yo, I got like we were slaves, I was like, bro, you was born in 1984. What are you talking about?
So that
what are you talking about?
The premise of what Mr. Best was speaking on, and Chocolate and Tracy going, with the
Oh, that was
going
yeah,
back
that
and
was a
forth.
different conversation.
Okay.
Yeah,
No,
that
that
was
was different.
So,
That was different. Yeah.
that
oh,
was
okay.
that was different.
Well, I will say this. I hear you. I can't see your name.
And mazes.
Puerto Rican, New Yorker. We love
Nazes.
Queen,
Her name is
Jamaica
Nazes.
Queens, baby. I'm here all day. But
Nice.
I will say that, even though I didn't grow up with it either, and it wasn't that it was preached in my household either. I come from Black parents with Native American grandparents. And my dad looks Cuban, but he's Black. And if you ask him, he will curse you out if you start speaking Spanish to him. But that's how we grew up.
Right,
People
gotcha.
thought I was Dominican because I have really curly hair. My sisters were all shaved. I don't have coarse, I have very silky, full curls that look like a wig, but it's my hair. So I was constantly told that I didn't know who I was by the
Right.
Puerto Ricans, the Dominicans, Black people. Oh, you think you cute because your hair ain't nappy. So I was like, get me a Jerry curl growing up. I'm gonna be like all y'all. I'm gonna go buy my Soul Glow and I'm gonna fit right in. Even though my hair looks like a Jerry curl, I just wanted the texture of it and the drips. So anyway, but
That's
even
an
in
awesome
that,
story.
moving to where I moved and being in the field that I'm in and the spaces I've been in, I've experienced that white man on my back. I've experienced that, oh, you can talk now because it's a Black topic in college. I've dealt with that. So, even in my field, oh, you own your own business, oh, you live there, oh, you drive what? Oh, you traveled where? Oh, really? I mean, to the point where people wanted, I was walking around with passports showing people where I've been because of, you know, you ain't supposed to be that. Even my cousins are very fair skinned, very, some of them can pass for white. That's not your cousin. Why? What if me lying about her being my cousin is going to benefit me? So I've experienced it, even though it's not talked about,
Yeah.
and so with what Mr. Best was saying, that's my day to day. I am a social worker. I am working on becoming a therapist.
Thank
Um,
you.
I live this. I work with the youth. I'm in their faith. I'm, trying to help them. And I want to say, I've out of 100% of my clients, I want to say 25% listen. The other 75%, I gotta go to jail. I gotta go to court and speak on their behalf. I gotta fight you with this. Don't act like this. Stop talking like this. And I've gotten them those tech intense tech internships. You can't show up on that campus and act the way everybody acts because they don't look like you. Because you the only fool doing, for example, let's just use as an example, uh Google or Facebook, right? There's five of y'all outside doing cartwheels, acting a fool. One Black person. You want to know who they reported? The one Black kid. You want to know who got kicked off the internship? That one Black kid. Although he didn't even really do a cartwheel. They saw the other one doing the cartwheels, acting a fool. But because you're there, they singled you out. So you can't, it's every day. But a lot of it, I'm frustrated and I deal with this. I get paid to deal with this. They don't want to listen. They don't listen. I'm not saying all of them, but I'ma just say, like I said, the 25% that's doing what they need to do, they they're, they got good jobs. They got amazing savings account from working with me, or what I do and help them with. They on the track, single moms, whatever. I even have a few single dads. But the ones who are just the hard-headed ones, it's almost like they have to be hit by a bus, thrown off a cliff, taken to the moon and dropped for them to go, wow, I shouldn't have did that. Wow, I can't move like that. And that's the problem. So everybody wants to be the Cardi, the sexy reds and the lottos and walk around like Mr. Best was saying, drill music, acting crazy, you know, being disrespectful, beating up old people, no respect, pushing, but you can't. So a lot of them, they don't listen. So although I give back, I don't owe anybody anything. The only thing I owe it to is my nieces, my nephews, my great nieces, my great nephew, and my family and my household. But this is my job. And so I show up. But it's not that people aren't trying. I think a lot of times these young people, they think they invincible. They think they got 20 lives. They think got more lives than cats. And sometimes they gotta feel like they ain't got nobody for them to get it. And it's unfortunate, like I can't keep showing up for you like this and you keep disrespecting me. I had to tell one kid I was showing up at 6 o'clock in the morning just to make sure they got to work on time. Do not get in my car smelling like that herb. I am at work. You will not disrespect my car. You will not disrespect me. If you can't have enough self-control not to do it as you on your way to work, which you're gonna get fired, then you I'm done. So this is how you need to show up for me. But if you're not even showing up for me and I'm another melanated person trying to help you out, then what you think the other person gonna do? So I think it's just, people are tired. Like I had like I hear about stories where, yeah, I mean, I got stories. I can't really go into details where people had groups. Let's just say, you know what the groups are, showing up, trying to intimidate a caseworker because they corrected the young person and the person got kicked out of their apartment. So, it sometimes it's not even worth it. Sometimes you feel people get tired and they don't want to. I don't want to walk down the street and get abused by some young person that's disrespectful. So I stay in my lane. I help those who want the help. I provide I mean, I've gotten people tech jobs. I mean, I had one young person, they went from making nothing to $45 an hour because they had an internship and they had a engineer scholarship. All because they stopped listening to
That's
the wrong people and
awesome.
they started listening to me. So yeah.
Perfect. I'm chocolate. It sounds like you wanted to say something. Do you want to clarify anything?
Not really, because I get the same response. I've been out here 3 years. I'm still getting the same response, and it exhausts me. Not not that I expect anybody to do anything. Do what you want. I don't think in anything I said I asked anybody to do anything. I said that I believe we don't have enough representation. Again, this is a subject where I feel like do what you want. If you feel like you don't owe nobody nothing, you don't owe nobody nothing. But don't bring your drum my way though. That's what I don't like. Don't try to discourage me from wanting to do whether it
Hmm.
works, whether it fails, because we have had all of us have benefited from someone else's philanthropy. And no, I'm not correcting
Philanthropy.
myself. And yes, thank you, ma'am, but you ain't have to. I know. I'm trying to use humor because it pisses me off. I care about kids. I care about adults. I care about vets. I care about the
Hmm.
disabled. And it don't make me no saint, okay? And nor do I want to be. I guess that's the thing I get tired of because it's almost like a crucifixion in a way when you say I care about the community. Then all of a sudden I don't owe nobody nothing. Wait, hey, who said that? And because you said it is a problem, and I stand on that 20 toes. If you're listening, just like y'all want to say about what you hear women say out here, here's a few things we hear. We hear when y'all talking about y'all don't want nobody else's burden. You don't want no single mama. And Dark Lake, you did exactly what I knew you was gonna do. You was gonna blame single women.
Yeah,
Not where the
Not blame.
daddy's
No,
at.
wait.
Hold
Not blame.
on, hold
Not
I get
on.
blame.
what
Yes,
Tracy
you
is
Hold
trying
did.
to
Yes,
say.
you
accountable.
Go ahead.
did. I'm good. I
Hold
don't want to argue
accountable,
with
not
you.
blame. But yeah, go ahead.
I
I
think
don't
Tracy
care.
did want to chime in on that
I'm
too
cool.
earlier
I
Yeah,
cut.
before.
Oh, my bad. I
it's
cut
No,
okay.
no,
chocolate
no,
off.
no,
Rondo. I cut
Okay.
chocolate
no,
off.
no.
All right.
I didn't. I think that Chocolate was responding to him, and I wanted her to finish
Yeah, I cut her off. Yeah, go ahead, chocolate.
because we both kind of said, "Sir,
Yeah,
hold
oh,
on,"
early. Yeah.
because I think that we both
Contact.
yeah, because I think that we both kind of like had an eyebrow up when he started to bring that conversation from community to blaming women,
Yeah.
and it was kind of like
Wow, here we go.
it's right, here we go. How did we get from progressing in community to now the
Men,
mindset of him not owning
but why do you?
anything
Yeah.
to the female? So I knew
Because that's
that
what you
Chocolate
did.
wanted to address it.
Because
So
that's what you did.
so Chocolate wanted to address it. So I wanted her to go ahead and start that.
I'll respond
What I
to both
wanted,
of y'all after.
Thank
I
you
honestly
for
wanted
your
to.
patience.
I wanted to respond to M3 actually. He made the
Mm.
comment and disappeared. Um, after saying, "What are you really doing?" And I wanted to answer the question. I have had the opportunity. I'm using AI to create these different programs that are missing in our system. Because I can't travel the world, I can't travel all over the country, I can't go everywhere yet. I can still reach millions of people through the internet. I've been able to create curriculum for a trade school so that we can start connecting people with tradesmen and women so that they can learn a trade so they can do and be more viable in life. I have a housing company that we are in the middle of creating to give people not just a place to stay, but to teach them how to survive in it. I have a program that we are now in the midst of creating. Well, it's created. I'm trying to be humble, but excuse my language, fuck all that. Um I have set up for the
Go
last
ahead,
3
give it to
months.
him, girl.
And look, I even made a list. See, I ain't missing this one. You clip this for me. Uh Herm. I have found the 4 companies that the brothers created. These are brothers, by the way, that came together so that other brothers could have free therapy. And you know what I thought? Hey, let's expand that. Let's put it on the internet. Let's turn it into an app so that our men can get to whoever they want to get to in the privacy, because I don't care. So in the privacy of wherever they are in life, because you're meeting people where they are. That's one. M3, if you still listening. Here go another one. Here we go. Oh, there are 25 million to 30 million adults over the age of 24 who do not have a high school diploma. Do you know how many of them is brothers? Too many. And so, you know what I did? I found out in my state, because this is where I live, right? They have a department, every state does. It's a procurement department. The procurement department will tell you what your state is willing to pay for if you're willing to provide the service. So I've created a trade service. I already have my farm business. And all I got to add on to now with the trade business that I got, the trade school I've created, is adding forklift, baby. They pay me. I pay the teachers. I pay the students. I don't need a lot because I'm going to get my money. Have the potential to bring in $5 million a year, educating people in my community, and you telling me that these people don't want to listen? Let's continue. And I'll
So
land here.
I want to say that it depends on the geographical location, right?
Of course.
It depends on what has been affecting that community. When I travel around, whether it's overseas, whether it's in Florida, whether it's New York, here in Connecticut, Georgia, California, whatever it is, there are certain elements that affect one community over the other. So I don't want to discount what she is seeing, right? Versus what you are seeing in your community and what I'm seeing in my community. We
Right.
all see different types of reactions to support, help, and us trying to be that representation. I think that where you and I misalign is when you stated that it was like the Cardi Red, like that's not our problem. And if I wanted to listen to it, and then you stated, I think it was the bad girl analogy of you're paying this person how much? I'll take $1,000 to do it. And I think that goes back to the mentality and also what we are portraying out in social media and on TV. Because when I look at Korean type of dramas and things of that nature, how they portray women there and how we are portrayed as Black women here are totally different. They bump their hip. It's like they're broken. They have to walk in a rain. Now they're sick, and it's like, oh my gosh, she might die. They show her in the hospital. So they're showing their women as weak, vulnerable, needs help, need care, needs to be catered to. Whereas, in our movies, it's or our shows, it's like, well, we just got abused, and somebody say, why you just standing there? Why don't you get your butt up and you go and fix that dinner or whatever it is? So it's already telling a narrative. And then when you have a female out there that is twerking on the TV, other people are seeing that. People who've been told that our community is one way. And so they're meeting us, quote unquote, our representative that we support, quote unquote, before they even come to our communities. And I think that we need to definitely safeguard how we are being portrayed. And then when we say that we support that or that's not our problem, it's part of the problem. Our music did change. And what we're doing and how we're walking out the doors does matter. I respect how we present ourselves and represent ourselves or represent ourselves matters. And I think we need to bring back the decorum.
Yes,
You
and let me
got
say
it.
this,
That's it. To just
because
the
I know
one
Dark
end,
Lake.
I promise. You got it. What you said,
Hold
Tracy,
on,
exactly.
because hold on.
Representation.
I
That's
think
all I wanted to
hold
say.
on. I'm about to say the live's about to end after the timer right here, so I just want to make sure that everybody get a chance to respond. I know Dark Lake probably has some more sentiments to express about the topic.
Raldo, you cut me off. You know that.
Oh, I apologize. Well, yeah, the
Right?
live's about
And
to
I
end.
was just about to get to Dark Lake because
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
you know what? I'm over it already. Dark Lake, please just go ahead. I'm over it.
Well, I'll make it really quick because I'm not sure when the timer stops. Is it after 3 hours or like what is it?
No, it's in a minute and 40 seconds. So that's what we want
Oh, okay.
to.
I'll wrap it up real quick. So I'll let everyone else talk at the outros. Thanks for having me on the show. I think it's still a beautiful conversation, even though there's some contention and we disagree. The woman to the far left next to you, Raldo. I'm so sorry, ma'am. I can't see your name. It's
It's
really
Nazis.
fun.
It's fine.
Huh?
Oh, okay. I don't know where
Nazis.
Nieses. Okay, Nieses. Like
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. Yes. Had
All
it
right,
first, though. I had it first. Go ahead.
Oh, I bet. All right, Nieces. You seem to be very genuine with your questions. There was one that kind of pointed out to me. You were basically illustrating earlier your upbringing, right? And that, I heard some other people say we came from slaves, and what does that mean? And then you juxtaposition that with your inquiry about a slave mindset. Based on like what you were saying, I wanted to let you know that, and not to say that you don't know this, I just want to point it out, that there is a difference between a slave mindset and being knowledgeable about slavery. And those are two totally different distinctions. Slave mindset presumes this form of perpetuating altruistic or negative aspects that were handed down from slavery that Black people have today. And being knowledgeable of it is knowing where you come from, which gives a definition and a reason as to why, not a crutch, but a reason as to why certain things are the way they are. For example, I consider myself FBA, Foundational Black American. And it's extremely important for me to understand slavery because I need a reason as to why everyone knows who Thomas Edison is, but everyone doesn't know who Lewis Howard Latimer is. who was the black man who invented the filament in the light bulb, right? But all we know in the history books is that Thomas Edison invented it, which is a lie, right? It's clearly documented now that Lewis Howard Latimer basically invented the light bulb, especially the filament inside of it, which is essentially the light bulb, because you can't have anything without the filament. And that's just one invention, right? So for black people, especially foundational black Americans, and the distinction is immigrant black Americans have like a different type of history. But it's important for us to understand that about our history, because if we don't understand that, then it's like, oh, well, then we're just dumbasses that we don't know Lewis Howard Latimer. But no, there was a history of slavery and discrimination that led to the lack of knowledge of such. So I just wanted to answer that, and I'll just say this real quick. Chocolate and Grace, I was not blaming women or blaming single mothers. I was holding accountable. And it's something that women are going to have to get used to, since we're apparently equal now, or men have been fed the narrative that we should treat women as equals. All throughout history, men have been held accountable for every little thing they did individually or as a collective. So it's time for black women to do the same, right? I'm not saying that it's all single black women's fault, but it is a part of the problem. So there needs to be accountability held there. And I don't care. And this is I don't mean to disrespect anyone, but somebody said earlier, well, my eyebrow went up. Well, when Dark Lake says something, your eyebrow's going to have to be like fully arched. Okay, because I don't care about somebody's eyebrows being raised if I think I'm saying something that is helping or shedding light on the issue. It's not black women's fault. It's not black men's fault, but we have to both collectively be held accountable for the negative statistics in our community. And the days where black men, it's not the 90s anymore. We don't feel guilty or shame for calling shit out about black men or black women, even when it comes to ourselves. That's what I'll say.
All right, Dark Lake, real quick, let Tracy go real fast, because I know Tracy wanted to expound upon that, because she did make the statement.
I just want to ask one thing. I just want to ask one thing before Tracy go. Did Von ever get a chance to speak at all?
No, he did not.
He said a couple statements about hip hop, but not.
Yeah, for real. No, he did not.
No,
Yeah,
go
not-
ahead.
not-
Bro, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead, y'all. Go ahead.
You sure you
Oh,
don't?
wait,
you
hold
don't
on.
think
May I
Von
correct it? No, so remember, he said he didn't want to talk. He wanted to make sure that you had a chance to be heard, corrected, because I was like, let me get corrected. Correct what I was saying. So that's what he said. Is that right, Vaughn? Am I remembering that right?
Yeah, and plus I didn't want to go in front of the others who came up. Like,
Yeah, that's right. That's what you said. Okay.
All right, so let Tracy have the rest. Go.
No, I'm actually tapped out. Because it just seems like men, and I'm gonna say that term loosely, males are very much in an era of deflection when we're talking about the community and the lack of progression as a whole, and then you bring it to women. It's a problem, and we can address that at another live. But that was not the actual topic, or really the point of contention or the issue at hand, because it's almost like everything turns into this gender war for small-minded individuals, and it's way bigger than that. And to dilute something so much, it's exhausting every single time. Find another talking point. I'm gonna rest there.
Yeah, I just want to say I can be called a man loosely by anyone, but it doesn't matter how tight my soul is. So you can say anything loose. You can do anything loose too.
Hold on, real quick. Let Vaughn.
I'm not understand about what you just stated.
Yeah, can we, Roldo? I'm so sorry to interrupt, but come on, Dark Lake, really?
Hold on, Roldo. What was you saying, Roldo? Before
I'm
everybody
loosely a man. I'm a man
I was
loosely.
Vaughn Lake. I was gonna let Vaughn Lake, but I guess not Vaughn Lake.
Von Eric.
Von Eric, go ahead. Oh damn, Von Eric. Oh, he's still here. Okay, Dark Lake done left. Okay, well, yeah. Yeah, I was gonna let Von Eric
Dark
go.
Lake revived. You guys have a blessed night.
Boy, geez,
See it.
look. But I know
Later, Dark
Tracy and
Lake.
them wanted clarification of what Dark Lake was saying about the male term being used loosely and his soul not being so tight. In a sense, I don't know what he was saying about it.
He was being petty, Raldo. Come on,
Yeah, it
let's
doesn't
call it
make
Yeah,
spade a
I know. I
sense.
spade.
just didn't know what he meant by his pettiness. I
He
didn't know
was being petty. That was what he meant by it.
Yeah. Okay. But Eric, what do you think about this topic, brother? Because I know we did go into the gender-based wars and things of that nature. How are you feeling about all this that's been expressed thus far? Because I know we got to end shortly.
I just think that a lot of us get in our emotions, and it clouds our judgments, and we can't hear which when we speak to one another, and it seems like some people take it personal, and it's just their opinion and what they believe in. And I think once we start that, as far as because we could both sit here and say women this, men this, women this. We could go all day, all night. And I think sometimes we get our emotions and it clouds our judgments and we take it personal. We shouldn't take it personal, especially when we hear both of us saying, men and women saying we want to build a community and uplift the community. So if you want to do that, you shouldn't take things personal. It's just a person's opinion, and that's all it
Yeah.
is.
And Tracy, go ahead. Yes, you about to say something? Now, I was about to say this. I did have a conversation that was very crazy earlier, right? And I'll just say, like, we stuck at a place of trauma also as well that stunned our progression, right? Everything that's hard, the struggle is so widely embraced that we love to stay there. And for people that's trying to advance past it, for some reason, they are the ones who are looked down upon. They are the ones who are scrutinized heavily. They are the ones that we tend to cast stones upon, right? If they have any type of thing where they fail at, we're going to highlight those individuals, but they're individuals who aren't trying to progress at all. They're given the passes in our communities. We celebrate those who have settled for mediocrity and below mediocrity, right? And actually doing evil things in our community. So I will have to say, to the Dark Lake brother, that's some of us. A good bit of us men are setting the tone in the wrong type of way when we come to victimizing our women and crime. Crime is very heavy amongst men, right? If I walk somewhere in a black neighborhood where it's supposed to be understood that these are my people, if I go here, I should feel safe. But sometimes you're like, oh man, I can't go to this area. They use terms that said you got to check in, right, to be a part of this area. Because if you rolling around freely and loosely, then guess what? You can possibly lose your life. And it's sad that we got to a state that was so territorial over territories, right, that we don't even own. We don't even own none of these territories and things of that nature. But we have men who have displayed a level of toxicity, and they're not trying to advance past it. They're not trying to remedy the situation. And just to bring it forward, there was a guy that said this, that he was 9 years old, right? And he got down with an older woman that was a teenager. She was 9 years old, the girl was 18. He celebrated that. And I said, whoa, brother, you might have been victimized there. He was like, nah, man, that's supposed to be cool. That's a badge of honor. You feel what I'm saying? Well, I said, well, if it happened to a 9-year-old girl and it was an 18-year-old dude, would it be the same tune? He said, nah, man, that's sick. That's crazy. But see how we got a warped mentality within us. Well, we give men passes to lower the standard. But for women, they got to have it up here, right? They got to have it up here. But we supposed to be the leaders, and we say we want them to adopt our mentality in case something happens to us men, right? Because we the ones at war. We the ones at war. So if something happened to us fathers, but if we have low standards, those women are also acting within those lower standards instead of us raising the tone so they can have something high to look forward to. Now, anybody got to say something to say about that?
Yeah.
Okay,
Don't forget about them sundown towns. You can't walk. It's the same way me walking in the hood. I can't go to no sundown town. Don't forget about the trailer parks.
Yes.
That's not just point out the black community.
Yes,
Because the same thing happens out in other communities. So if you're going to correct one, make sure you correct the other. Because you cannot walk down a sundown. You can't even drive through a sundown town.
I live next door to a sundown town, so I got you.
So that's what I'm saying.
I got you.
But I think we also.
But it doesn't stop me from functioning in my community either, though.
No, that's
I guess
not what he
that's the
said.
thing. Like,
That's not what he said. But I'm saying I'm also
okay.
saying we also need to take apart both of us as far as black men and black women, especially when it comes to history, because a lot of people, especially black men, what black women did, especially in Louisiana, in New York, and here in Maryland, as far as getting black men free, because they knew the law so very well. And I think if we look at history and see what men and women did and get back to that, because a lot of the things we know what the government did as far as dividing us, dividing the women from the men when it comes to the housing. The men could not go into the house when they was in Section 8, but they ain't do the same thing in the white community. They ain't do the same thing in the trailer park community. So I think we should look at history because we did black women did it's a book called Citizen Birthright Citizen. And in that book, it shows you what the black women did and how crucial they was when it comes to freeing black men. And we don't, if we see, if we point those things out and quote those things of history and show what women did, and then women show what the black men did, I think it'll bring us together than dividing us. And just like we have that, just like the black, the women, I think her name was Gloria Stephens, that actually was a CIA agent, and how she got women together and stuff like that. And she was saying certain things, and black women was trying to do equal rights and stuff like that. But then they was turning some black women against the black men. But some black women was like, hell no. I'm not having that. Black men don't take the heat on that and look at that. And black women do the same thing. When they see a black man did this, accomplished something and trying to do something and went through the system and pushed his way through the system, there are a lot of black women don't give that black man kudos. There are some that is, but there's a lot that does not. And black women need to know how strong they are, especially when they push the man from the back.
Yes, for
He's
sure.
weak. How strong they are. But it's sometimes when a black man keeps hounding on her her mental state, it gets all out of way. Let's be clear. A lot of single black women back in the day became single because of the men left to go up north to get jobs and left her single.
Up north.
So we must understand what the black women went through when she was struggling with kids when the man went up north. Now it wasn't just black men, because it was white men too. Because I ain't gonna just say just black men, it was white men too. But we need to understand that. We need to understand what she's going through, and she needs to understand what black men are going through when it comes to the system.
And I just want to say this real fast, if I may, and I want Tracy, because I do want Tracy to weigh in. I don't want to tap out. I don't want to tap out. I want to tag her back in. Now, doggone it, I want to say it seems like we are fighting battles eternally within ourselves, and then externally a part of our community of people also as well who look like us. And then we got people outside of our community of people that don't look like us. So how do we win? How do we navigate through all that craziness? And I want to ask Tracy and then Nate also as well, because Nate, like, she's getting sleepy over there. So we got to toss a question. Nate, how do we do this real quick? I'll ask Nate first. We battling within, right? Because I noticed we had black versus dark skin versus light skin, right? It was good hair versus straight hair. Bad hair versus straight hair. Then now it's man versus women. had older generation versus the younger generation, like rich versus poor within the black community. But we haven't had enough power structure to even have all this division that we claim we want to have, gay versus straight. Like, why? Why we have all this division, but we can't properly compete out there in the world with this division?
Because
How can we ban it all together?
niggas need to know their roles.
So everybody got to have a role within the society.
Everyone has a role, yeah. You got your shooters. You got people that's able to lead.
So we
You
can
gotta,
we can utilize those same YNs that Soap was talking about earlier that listen to the drill music.
yeah.
Be on our
Let's start a
side, but
military.
have something like a political game, like a revolutionary type of effect.
I mean, that's how they did it. They got the WNs. You know what I mean? They got their good and their bad. And they learned that there's position that they can feel their power. Now, once people that's in our group understand their position and roles, we would be a lot better.
Yes.
That's it.
But I do think sometimes it's progressives. I think sometimes we like the image that Caucasian people have, and our admiration of their systems sometimes draw us.
Something they did, it worked. Whatever they did worked. Why not? That's just the bottom line. Whatever they did, they worked. It worked and they won.
Okay. So how I heard the brother say we first have to identify, right? With the man understanding the woman understanding the man.
Mm-hmm.
And I know we like to blame the government. See, that's the thing. Again, we blaming the government for our actions about men leaving their households and stuff like that, when we can still say, nah, forget this. We're going to struggle through this together.
Well, it was people. Yes, they did struggle, but we should not ignore it, though. We should not allow it to control our destination, but we should not ignore it. We should acknowledge that, because that is unfair. It's just like the guy.
I'm just creating conversation, brother.
It's just like the Black Farmers Association. They proved that they did not get funding, just like the white farmers got. They proved it in court, and that America had to admit. Now, Black people lost millions of acres of land because they did not get the funding as everybody else did. And then the government, and you got to also blame the government. If the government says, and you could get the go through Information Act, they show they are participated when it comes to destroying the Black community. If that's the case, tell them to shut up. If you want us to stop talking, the people stop, well, tell the government. The government has admitted to court documents that they participated to destroying the Black community. That's just. I'm not saying that we should say, well, you know what? Then I'm not going to do that. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying is, if you're going to teach us, show us, but also tell the government to stop. Tell the government to stop doing this. That's just not. Just don't point just the finger at just one, and don't tell the other one. Oh, and Chocolate. It is people that's doing a thing as far as film.
Please, can you?
Country Wayne is on YouTube, not YouTube. He's on Facebook, making millions, and he's paying one of the actors that he's paying. He pays the actor $1 million a year. He's not trying to go Hollywood or things like that. He is doing things big. The guy corporate from Chicago, a young cat.
Oh yeah, corporate. Yeah.
What does? And I apologize, Vaughn, but what does that? I'm a woman. I'm not following Country Wayne. Like I don't.
I could tell you Sade from California.
But sir, again, I'm not saying I never say that, but you tend to say that to me, and I don't know why. I've never said people don't do it. It's not enough. We need more.
No. Wait a minute. You asked a question. I'm asking.
No, sir. No, sir. I didn't.
Let me finish. You cut me off, and I'm not finished telling you.
I apologize.
You said to ask the question. You said, can someone ask me There's someone that's doing something that's on that's far as filming and things like that, a black show. And I'm answering the question. Country Wayne on Facebook is making millions. He's even paying one of the actors $1 million a year. And he's doing it with the community, small community, and he's growing. Big Ya, California, corporate rated, as I just told you, in
Oh,
Chicago.
yeah, big job. Yeah.
But I am a
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I just want to clarify that that's not what she said. She said basically supporting black shows. How many black shows do we watch? How many black networks do we watch? And some people said two. Some people like Raldo mentioned the network that he watched Bad Girls on. But that was it. I don't think it went into production or how many production studios it were, but
No. She said,
Chocolate, go ahead.
Can we name one? So go ahead, Chocolate. Go ahead.
no. What I wasn't asking anybody to name one, and I just really wish, and I hope when I say this, with all respect,
Yes.
I am very aware because it's almost like I'm talking to myself. I've mentioned that I was able to create therapy for black men. I didn't hear nothing from nobody. But the minute I said that I care about my community and I feel like I owe my community, I feel like I need to do more. And I'm doing more to do so. But I'm not pointing fingers, but I'm the one that's being told, oh, no, 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 no. They don't want to listen. Fine. Maybe they don't want to listen to you. That don't mean they don't want to listen to me. That don't mean I ain't never taught young people. That ain't never mean nobody ever asked those clarifying questions. It's like y'all go straight in for the gusto. And I'm not gonna lie, like I get tired of sharing. That's why I don't. I get tired of it because I get to hear the same thing. Well, there are people doing it, and you name off a list of men. If you don't want to make it gender specific, just if there's organizations, things like that, that's cool. But I'm asking you does what I say sound crazy or not? But you can tear me apart because I say it's not enough, and it's like it makes no sense to me. I'm a sister telling you, and I'm not saying it to prove anything to anybody. But I guess it's like if you can understand where I'm coming from, but you can understand where your boy is coming from, you can tell me what he meant. But when I say all I'm talking about is community, I'm not talking about whether or not y'all are good men, bad men, black men, white men. I said we need to do more. That's the only thing I've said for the last 3 years, and I have gotten more hate than me talking about Sexy Red. Okay? And I said that, and everybody jumped on me about that, though. So yeah, I'm a little frustrated. I'm a little tight. Nobody ain't gotta apologize. Ain't nobody gotta say nothing. Just please let me land. I'll be quiet over here in the corner. Let me get over it. I'm just sick of it. I'm exhausted and I'm tired of it. So that I just won't have that conversation when these conversations come up because where my mind is, it never seems to be understood. So I leave it there.
I'm gonna
I
go
think
to.
to address Raldo's question,
We gotta close, family, because it is getting late. So I want to go to Broken Berlin. Trey, you can go after that, and then I'm gonna close it out, and then we gonna be out of here. Broken Berlin, welcome to the panel, bro. Go ahead and say your piece. And after that, Trey, say your piece, and then I'm saying mine, and we out.
Okay, I'll be super quick. Um, I think to answer the gentleman's overall question of like what can we do, we need to stop being Christians in this white man's religion. Christianity is not working for us. We need to remember what our original religion was. We have to stop believing this bullshit lie that we all came from Africa. We didn't. We have a religion that's been eradicated on a global scale from Canada to America to Australia. Indigenous religions. We need to get minimalism. We need to let go of capitalism. We need to reject it in all forms. We need to learn from the Amish and the Mormons how to create our own communities again. We need to get on the government's assistance with that so we can actually have actual land. We need to return to the reservations that are completely desolated. and put infrastructure onto that and start rebuilding those communities, because those are our communities. The further we get away from Christianity and capitalism, the better off we will become. The more we try to emulate this oppressor's ideology, the more we will be put in positions to oppress ourselves. When you listen to how we speak to each other and close your eyes, you will hear a white supremacist speaking. The way that we speak to each other is diabolical. The way that we speak this English language is demonic. We need to understand the bigger picture, that none of this is ours. We have been brainwashed, we have been programmed, and now on a global scale, we are a zoo. The more we try to be like them, the more we desecrate ourselves. We need to unlearn more than learn. And we need to unlearn all this bullshit that they've taught us. This is not our land. This is not our language. This is not ours anymore. Christianity is not working for us. Christianity in marriage is not working for us. All aspects of Christianity is not working for the Black community. Let's take a step back and rethink something else. Until we are willing to do that, we are always going to be going through the same cycle. And I'll land there.
All right. I know Tracy had said she wanted to respond earlier, and I didn't want Tracy to.
Honestly, let's just let's just end, because God forbid if I get cut off again by soap. Can we end?
Yes. Well,
I didn't even cut you off.
Well, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Let's go ahead.
All right, so I'm gonna make my last point. I think we all are gonna see how to build a community in all different aspects, and that's okay. So if you know what I mean, if Chocolate views it one way, if Nave views it one way, Rada views it one way, I view it one way, Tracy views it another, Broken Berlin, Vaughn, Queen, we all gonna view it in different ways because we all have different experiences, and that's fine, right? But I think overall, we have to have the mindset of trying to work together and trying to put things together. You know what I mean? And I think that is the biggest thing. We have to figure out how to be unified, and in whatever way we got to figure it out. We're not going to always agree. We're not going to always see what really is the main issues. You know what I mean? And we may debate on what the main issues are. But at the end of the day, we all know that we are striving to be unified, and that's what's most important. And I'll land there. Anybody else can take it from there, but I'll land there.
Well, I want Nate to go ahead.
We're not striving to be unified. That's the issue, though. I mean, like the gentleman Ronaldo said upstairs, above us, we have this culture of having to check in. We have this culture of a thug culture that we need to address. And I think as men, instead of us addressing the women and what their issues are, we need to address our shit, but what we're afraid to because they got the guns. And that's just the truth of it. They have the guns and the firepower, and everyone who's against the thug culture doesn't have the guns and the firepower. So we're afraid to have that conversation. So we rather have the conversation with the women about what they should be doing, because we're actually afraid to check the men who need to be checked in our own communities because they're backed by the police. And that's just the truth of it. The police give them power. The police work with the gangs in our communities.
Oh yeah, they do be letting them out on the street when they be committing.
No. They work with them against us. They are terrorist groups, both of them. The gangs and the police are hand in hand. Whenever somebody tries to build something in the neighborhood, the police will say, "Hey, gang members, go do this to the." And it's been that way since the 80s, and we're afraid to call it out.
You think they're still doing that now? You think they're still?
Absolutely, they still are.
Gang members, like, yo, I need you to set this in motion.
Yes.
Not this.
Yes, sir. It happens till this day.
These YNs be claiming nobody on got.
And this is the importance about history.
It's not YNs. It's old heads. They just put the YNs in front to be seen. It ain't the YNs. It's the old heads telling the YNs what to do to get them all in jail and get turned out. And it's a perpetual cycle that keeps happening that we will not dissect. This thug culture that's put upon us by the Ooish community and their record labels. Making the majority of Black people autistic and have Asperger's with the bass music. we will not break this down when it's right there to be broken down.
No disrespect to Nay. I know she just got the locks, but I be seeing like the young man. I was like,
Yeah,
dang,
we're on the
God,
spectrum. A lot of us are on the spectrum because of this.
What you gotta
Which
say,
is,
Tracy? Tracy had something to say real quick, Shaka. What you got to say, Tracy? I do want to hear you this time. Come on. Say it. Bring it in.
No, I think that we are further away from unity than what we think. You know, when I look at pictures of my family members or my community, I remember having a first black housing commissioner, first black police commissioner, black doctors, black attorneys, black surgeons, black principals, black police officers, black representation of who we were and who resembled us. And now it's like what the gentleman said, it's we are divided, we are like going at each other. It is these gender wars when we are talking about how we can come together. You know, we have ones making a point of separation and entering another conversation that really does not need to be had. Truth, truthfully, I feel like, and this is what I was going to add, and I think Vic made a point of it, or Vaughn. If we really focus on our own power and embrace who we truly are and stop worrying about the next person so much, what the man is doing, but focus on what we can do together to progress, that will be the Black movement. We cannot exist in a system that we do not know of because whether we like it or not, they are controlling it. And the only way to do that is to study the blueprint of your enemy so you can find the gray areas and take over. And I will go back to saying we have the blueprint. The Jewish can buy the land with government assistance. They can build their schools to teach their own curriculum. They can build houses on that land to create regular communities. And then they can hire the police officers that they choose to police. When people were shut down in COVID in New York and I had to go pick up supplies and things of that nature for one of my companies, the Amish and the Jewish, they were doing their own thing. They were not on shutdown or lockdown. They told them what they were going to do. The government didn't tell them. They were still paying taxes. They were still living on streets that looked like ours, but they controlled their own neighborhood. And for whatever reason, we decide to say, oh, yeah, we're just going to buy houses here. And then the Black person moves here and we're going to just take over that city. But we do not own anything. We are not creating the policies. We are not at the table. We are not governing our own situations. It's like we get there, we get comfortable, and this glass ceiling stops us from progressing. Just because you have money does not mean that you have the power. And that's the problem right now that we have. So when we go back to what this topic was really about, did we progress? I said yes and no. Yes, we have gained more platforms, legal protection in some senses, and cultural recognition than ever before. But many systematic issues, mass incarceration, healthcare inequalities, economic disparities, mirror older forms of oppression and new clothing. And that is the problem. So if we want to be the solution is do the best that you can within your skill set, within your community to start making change. It's going to be a little bit inconvenience, but there's never growth in comfort.
Hey, I like that.
Thank you. That was
Yeah,
well
okay.
said.
So with that being said, y'all, we gonna definitely close out, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. We appreciate every single last one of you guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for showing us love. And yeah. With that being said, we will see you guys next Friday. I'm gonna drop this
Yeah, because
out.
I got some points to put. I'm coming after you next Friday, Tracy, for some of that stuff. I'm just going.
Listen, I'm sorry to hurt your feelings, but we gonna have a new topic. But you know, follow me on IG. We can go, head to head. We can go, toe for toe.
Hold on, real quick. One thing. one thing that we want to do too, Von Eric, yes, please follow Gracefully Unfiltered. But we're gonna have a debate show. I hope that we're able to curate it between Chocolate Earth and Tracy. We're gonna have different topics, and we're gonna see if we can go 30 minutes. If that's cool, I don't know if it's cool. We're gonna have me, Nay, and Soap coming up with the questions, and we're gonna let y'all get it.
You gotta have a good moderator. You gotta
Yeah.
have a good moderator.
Yeah, 2 minutes. We're gonna just do 2 minutes apiece.
Because
You guys gonna go
you
30
talk
minutes.
about you talk about some they gonna come with the work now.
We might do 3 minutes. We might do 3 minutes apiece. 3 minutes apiece. Let's do it 3 minutes apiece and whatever.
Yeah, cause they
Whatever topic,
Too
I'm
bad.
down for whatever.
they
Yeah.
some smart
Right.
I enjoy that one because when I meet
Yes.
another woman who mentally, like, these are women that I can go, oh yeah, we may not agree. I'm not looking for somebody to agree with me. I'm looking to have a conversation, and that's where I think my
To
frustration
elevate.
lies.
To
Is that
elevate.
right?
Mhm.
I'm not here to prove my womanness, manness, blacknessnesses. I have that. I've already, through society's eyes, been told what I'm supposed to be. But nobody controls this but me. No
Yes.
one. This
Yes.
is where I am in control 24 hours a day. Now, I can't stop nobody, no human person, from doing anything, but I will never stop trying to encourage
Yes.
learning and understanding. We need people with skills. You can't have the conversations. We have no think tanks. We have no labs. Like
Yes.
old dude said, oh, well, dude got murked. Well, because he doing it in somebody else's lab that don't belong to us. We don't have the security around him that they
Yes.
would have
Yes.
around theirs. Like, and I just want to lay that right there again. That's why I made the joke about my womb. I'll
We
say
gonna put.
this: my brain and body allows me to do one or two things. I'm gonna create something and I'm gonna build something. I want to build the infrastructure so the women in my community feel safe. I get tired of living in neighborhoods that I got to decide I can't stay here. Not
Yeah.
because the
We got
color.
to rise up.
I'm done being nice about it.
Take it by force.
YNs, old ends, SNs, I don't care what you want to call
Who's
them.
FNs though?
One day, one day we gonna be old ends, and I think
Yeah.
we need to stop and remember: are we
We gonna
prepared
be on, baby.
to
We gonna
take
be
care
on.
of ourselves against if they decide, oh yeah, we really gonna say,
Yeah.
nah, we ain't doing nothing for y'all old people.
But
Y'all better quit playing. We better quit
yeah.
pretending like we don't need to circle the wagons. And to
Yes.
what you said, Tracy, sis, that's why I was back here screaming. I woke my friend up. I didn't mean to, but it is the truth, and I stand in it. Just like what Nexus said. I'm gonna stand in it.
He said Nexus.
I'm
Name.
over it. Bruh,
But it's all good.
brothers, I love y'all. I love the way y'all smell, the way you look. I love taking you out sometime. I might even fly you out. But if you don't want to build nothing and you done, please just get out our way. Just get out our
Wow.
way.
Pick
We
up
not
a
trying to
hammer
take
and a
nothing from
nail.
you.
Yes. Well,
We ain't trying to take nothing from you.
let
But
me say
y'all
this
ain't got
too.
no plans.
Let
Y'all don't really want to
See,
do nothing.
Yeah,
I
hold
don't
on,
want to
because
fight with you, baby.
only got
Just
1
come
minute.
to the luxury.
We only
We'll
got
see,
1
build it.
minute
You
left.
come.
We only
see.
got
You
one
got
minute
it.
left. Real quick,
Hold on,
That's not
Waldo.
right.
Got it.
May I say something? May I say something, please? May
That's
I say
not
something,
right.
please? I
I don't
think
know
the
why
biggest
it
thing.
ain't.
I think the
That's
biggest thing too is that people got to stop misquoting other people. I think that's a big thing because just because somebody doesn't say anything, say something that you believe or perceive or even agree with, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean that they don't want to help. You know what I mean? Or it doesn't mean that they don't care. I think a lot of us do care. I think all of us care. We didn't care. We want to be up here for almost 3 hours. We all care, but we all feel things differently of how we should build. If I'm leaving my door open for older people, younger people, people my age, and they don't want to come in, I don't open my home. I don't have people live with me. I don't have kids live with me. I don't have families live with me. You know what I'm saying? I done did all that. I done gave back. You know what I mean? I done gave money, food, everything. You know what I mean? I literally put my life on the line as an example, and I will still do it. But I'm not doing it for a community of for people who don't want to move forward and who don't want to build and who don't care. If you don't care, you don't want to build, and you don't want to do better, then nah. I'm not. I am not putting my life and my legacy on the line so that you can just do whatever you want and just not care about whoever
But
else
we
is in
don't.
our community. That's not what I'm
But
doing it for.
so, can I just say this? There are other demographics that need our
No, no.
help.
I
That's all
understand the
I'm
little
saying. That was
We
it.
gotta end
I'm
because
speaking of all.
he
I'm speaking of
started
all
a whole nother topic.
I'm speaking of all demographics. I'm speaking of the young, old, middle aged, whatever, men, women, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm willing to build, but you have to be willing to build with me. If you're not willing to build with me, then I'm not chasing after nobody. Period.
Well,
I'm ready to
we
build
got
with
more on the way. But
everybody.
Eric, I know you want to say something real
No,
quick.
I'm ready to build with everybody. It doesn't matter who.
Okay, yes, sir. Yes,
I mean,
sir.
it doesn't matter. Don't even put your eye up like that, chocolate. Don't you even do
Yeah.
that.
Now I want to introduce next topic though for next week because it's my turn. It's Big Dog turn. You know what I'm saying? Raw Deezy. You know, next Friday we're gonna be talking about save the trauma for your mama, leaving aspects of the past behind.
Oh,
Leaving
wow.
aspects of the past behind. Say the trauma for your mama. That's the title. Say not the drama. Say the trauma for your mama. All right. So leaving aspects of the past behind. We're gonna talk about psychologically. Excuse me. How a person deal with certain things, and then that person that's impacted by that thought process, how they impact other people that they socialize with, sociologically, and things of that nature. And then how we can advance forward past these past hurts, traumas, and these different things that we have developed. And we could talk about the men and women thing just a little bit. But I want to just
Yeah,
talk.
because they Tracy did bring that we had to have a conversation or live just on that. Yeah, I definitely would be there because I would be ready for her and chocolate.
Okay.
And both of them.
Word?
Please, I'm right here. I got you.
Okay.
You
Make
want
sure.
that smoke, baby? I'll be ready for you. I'm gonna take my
I'm
earrings off.
coming
Hold
with
on.
the smoke.
We
I'm gonna
ain't
come with
got
the
to
smoke.
play.
So you and Tracy better have y'all thing together because I
Hey
am
B,
smoke.
I wake up like this. Come on. You better stop it. I go to bed
I
like this.
sleep
I
in
go to
data.
bed like
So
right,
I want to
like
say because we do got to end, but I want to just mention because it seems like we had a lot of contention, but I also want to say that Black culture has always been rich and resilient throughout the years. That's one thing that we cannot take away.
Right.
But did America progress with us? Is really the question, or did we just learn to thrive in spite of the barriers?
Say that again. You said did
I
America?
like that last one.
What you
But
saying?
did America progress with us, or did we just learn to thrive in spite of the barriers?
The last one.
We learn how to thrive
And
in
so,
spite of the barriers.
in spite of the barriers, and I think that this is something that we need to go take away as a call to action to think about how we are living or whether or not we're thriving or surviving in this current climate of America and what you can
Yeah.
do
I'm
to
ready.
progress our communities and our culture. Good night, everyone.
And I can fight.
All
Good
right.
night.
Peace and blessings. Holla, holla.
Good night.
All right. Peace.
Good night.
And we're done.
We got to.
DJ.